to day 38 or week 38 because I think week 39 we just screwed around and I cheated a lot, so I think the save was couldn't keep using it. And I think the 3.0 patch unstuck a lot of stuff in the save that I didn't realize was stuck, like this unlock that just popped up as soon as I loaded the save. Oh, apparently we got old guns. Hello folks, let me know if you guys can hear me. We're going to be replaying week 39, or at least a little bit of it. So I had done the finale of chapter 2 on that day, and then we just screwed around after that. Now we won't do all the screwing around part. We'll just do the finale, and then trying to remember this character. What was my spec? Let's see, toughness. I think toughness has become a new favorite of mine because I've recognized how bad I am at combat. So, oh, we should grab a wanderer. What else should we grab? Oh, we were getting into gun nut. Wow, I don't remember this character at all. What are we at here? Scrapper? Yeah. I guess we'll grab rank 4 gun nut. If we're gonna go there, let's go all in. Sound is good. Good to hear. All right, we'll wait until 9 o'clock to do that. Let me go find the weapons lab, and I guess I didn't need to get. Oh, that was dumb. That was a waste of a perk. Let's reload. I just realized I don't know why I was getting gun nut. I shouldn't have been doing that because we had the labs. But oh well, we'll commit. We'll do our own gun crafting. We'll let HQ do the rest of our armor crafting and everything. All right, let's I guess I don't need to run out the front door. We can go over to Sanctuary, probably where we've got everything as usual, as I always do. And we'll see what kind of crazy stuff we can put on our weapon now. I do not remember putting that many points in gun nut. I'm always complaining about the not wanting to craft. Kaz Daddy, did you see I put up some Teresa merch today? We got the icon series up for Teresa and Lupe. Not that I need to encourage you to spend any money. Please don't spend more money than you have. But I know you were asking for it, so I assumed that you would be happy about it, whether or not you had money available to purchase it. Let's see here. Crafting. Here we go. I don't even remember what weapon I was using, so I'm going to assume that they're favorited. What's going on here? Why can't I use this? I'm stuck. And oh, there we go. All right, maybe I gotta move this thing. All right, let's see. What are my? Oh God, what is happening? Everything's broken. All right, we're gonna do this. Ooh, I almost knocked over my coffee. All right, let's bring up the console. We'll do player. Oops, must be player dot move to player. Okay, let's try this again. Can we get in here without... Oh yeah, we were going to try and check our weapons and see what the heck I've been using on this character. So 50 cal. What is my... Hold on. Let's do the park chart again. I think we're doing rifleman, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we've got favorited. Not much. Jet. That's what we've got favorited. This is Pro Snap. Okay, so we've got combat shotgun, sniper rifle, and righteous authority. Okay, that seems about accurate for me. All right, so let's upgrade these bad boys here. Harden, so we can go up to. Hey, I have gun nut rank 4. Oh, but I'm missing aluminum. But I guess we can do this for now until we get that aluminum. What's the difference between calibrated and powerful? Rate of fire. All right, we're just gonna go with this. Of course, we have no marksman stock. Aluminum, just everything missing. Okay, well for now we'll be happy with the, what is this? I don't know why I was holding on to that thing. It doesn't go back. Is 50 cal the highest end? Yeah, 50 cal is where we want to be. we could go up to, looks like there's no is there no benefit to this, or is it, let's see, superior range, sighted accuracy. This adds recoil as well, and poor hip fire. So this increases or makes it for better recoil. But again, aluminum, short, medium, quick eject, large. Yeah, everything's just aluminum, aluminum, aluminum. Okay, we need aluminum before we can really take advantage of that. Fair enough. All right, let's head back to HQ. Welcome, guys, to the stream. This is me getting used to where I'm at with this save. It's been a minute since we played this one. This was from my original SS2 playthrough, where we played all through Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And I am rolling back to our week 38 save. So the intention with this is to pick up and do it the same way we did before. So that includes doing edited episodes. So for those of you guys who lack the patience for watching me play in real time and talk a lot and pause a lot, there'll be an edited version of this. I don't know when we're going to get it out. It'll either be next week or the week after. I'm not sure what our schedule is going to be like for actually releasing these. Sometimes we'll fall behind. It just depends on what's going on, because we got other stuff we're trying to do, like release matches for the month. And then, of course, we're going to resume the Q&A section, which I used to do for the last like hour and a half of the stream. So I will play intently for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then we'll switch gears and engage with you guys. I have been practicing, though, during the Xbox playthrough of like doing both simultaneously. But this time we're actually going to listen to dialogue, so there'll be a lot more silence from me. So we'll push the chat with you guys toward the end, and we'll focus on the story right now. So this is going to be, we're going to play through the very end of Chapter 2 again. We've got the final scene set up, and then we will probably just sleep through a couple days to trigger flickering the lights, although it might just, no, it shouldn't just fire up right away. I think I have to sleep 48 or 72 hours for it to trigger. So we'll do it that way. We'll get right into Chapter 3, but I did roll back to week 38 because week 39, I remembered we cheated like crazy. Like I just put on God mode and upgraded all of HQ and everything, and I don't want to do that. So I want to have this be a largely cheat-free playthrough. I think that we cheated a few times for like fusion cores for Vault 81 and stuff like that, but otherwise this has been a pretty clean save. I don't think we cheated much on SS2. Maybe TGM in build mode. I don't remember. But anyway, let's catch up on chat real quick, and then we'll get into it. Jellybean, I'm literally live streaming a playthrough on TikTok. Just started the war tutorial. I did not know you could live stream on TikTok. I know nothing about TikTok. I just thought it was like little 15-second videos. Jason Locrans, thank you for the donation. Thanks for the stream. Can hear you just fine, but can't hear the game. Good thing you said something. I did not catch any notes about that. Let's turn that back up. I was recording one of the guide series today, and I like to keep the volume on the game way down for those. All right. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it. Oscar Fry, even with HQ being able to make things for me, I always get gun nut, blacksmith, and armor for the XP it gives me. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, this is like, I usually never get the gun perks. I am shocked, or any of the crafting perks. I am absolutely shocked that I already had 3 ranks of gun nut. Very shocked by that. But now we got Scrapper, which is awesome. So that's where we're going to get our aluminum, start collecting all those guns. I think the what we call the Advent Gunners, the ones that come from in Chapter 3, I think those have aluminum in those guns, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it looks like we're getting pretty powerful here with some of these late game perks, which is pretty awesome. Hopefully that means I will survive nicely against them. Hey, and we're getting those unlocks. At the start of the stream, we hit the high-tech defenses, and now we're getting high-tech power plant. I think, let me check. I think I have the setting turned on for requiring settler stats, so we might have to go do some juggling, but I definitely wanted to, we were trying to get to there during this playthrough. I remember that we were trying to get to those unlocks, and then I can't remember if we were going to use the settler stats or not, so let's go check on that. I'm sure I would have already preemptively set that setting if I can remember where it is. It's not under medical or HQ. NPCs, let's see. Where is that setting? So let's choose from all classes. I cannot remember what that setting is called. All right, let's go back up to the top, see if I can find it here. There's a setting that determines whether assignments are... Oh, it's probably under assignment. And that made me think about it, just talking about it. There should be a setting to determine whether or not we need to have the stats. Yeah, assignment requirements, we have them off right now, which is interesting. I don't know why I would have done that. Maybe it was just to keep things moving along so that we're not wasting time. Because, oh, that was a delay, massive delay there in the oh yeah. Thank you again, Erica, for the nice little Ron animations. Appreciate it. Let's see. Matt Ryan, maybe you have been asked before, but where does the name King Gath come from originally? Gath was the handle I used in World of Warcraft, and I was like, all of my characters were some variation of King and Gath, and I just kind of kept it when I came over to here. So it's and I think my original, the very first character I ever rolled in World of Warcraft was something with Gath in it. It was like a randomized thing. Like I never care about character creation. You guys have seen me do it a million times on here where I just take default Nate. And that's how I've always been with character creators. I just never care about them. And so at the time in World of Warcraft, I didn't even care about the name. I was just like, I think I tried typing in a couple names. They were taken. And then I was just like, random name. And then guildmates started calling me it, and I was hooked on World of Warcraft for literally years, where that was like my primary hobby, so I got used to being called that, so I just kept it going for this. Though the animation still doesn't have the sound. Damn it. Alright, let's see if we can figure that out. Hold on, give me a second. I remember you guys told me that last week, and I completely forgot to go check on it. It's always so late at night by the time we finish that I usually just go right to bed. All right, let's see here. Where is the... Because I can hear them, so it's weird that you guys can't. So it should be alert box, settings. Yeah, I can see the sounds are still set up. Yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea why you guys can't hear the sound. Like, I can hear it loud and clear, and my headphones should be piped right through. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. I'm probably going to need to find some expert in... I have no idea why this is not working. There's no obvious setting for why, like how to make it not port through. I've got the sound volumes on it. The sound file is set up the same way as it always was. It's enabled. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I have no idea. So I'm not going to waste time on this anymore. If anybody is an expert in Streamlabs and wants to help me later, so be it. Like maybe when we're doing chat, but right now, let's just get at it. So yeah, I don't understand Streamlabs enough to know what's going on or why it's not playing that sound. It looks correct to me. It looks exactly the same as it always was. And I didn't even mess with the sound. I messed only with the videos. So, all right, here we go. Let's get at it. Let's start up this little sequence. Thanks, Mala. She's jumping right in the middle of the conversation. I still got my helmet on. No game sound. Oh, well, that's probably why you guys can't hear the sounds of that. Well, maybe this will fix itself then. Let's see. Why isn't the game sound working? Well then. Uh-oh. Well, we're in trouble here. I don't know how to fix this. I don't even know where to start. Doesn't help that my microphone is right in front of the settings screen. All right, hold on. I got to move my mic out of the way. Okay, so I just changed something, but I'm concerned now you guys are going to hear an echo of me. So let me, can you guys hear the game music? It should be really subtly in the background if I just fixed that part. Oh, I know what we can do. We can do a test widget here. Let's go test widget, super chat.
Oh yeah!
Did you guys hear an oh yeah? Did that work? Yeah, the FO4 audio is fine. I think it's got to be in Streamlabs. It's probably why you guys can't hear the Ron sounds either. Heard the oh yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe we just fixed it. I'll just have to make all the sounds myself. I'll do my best Jake impressions. All right. Let's try this again. Let's see if you guys can hear some dialogue now.
Up to speed. We finished upgrading the comm array with those new parts, and everything was working. In fact, if anything, it was all working a little too well.
What's the word? Did you guys hear Jake there? All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, cool. All right. I want to apologize. I may have to take a break midway through this. We are having massive air conditioning trouble here, and it's real hot. It's like over 80, and I'm concerned my air conditioner is breaking and it's going to freeze up and explode. So I may have to take a quick run over and mess with it a little bit here. All right, let's get at this.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
After we installed the parts and rebooted the array, we started hearing a bunch of new radio signals.
You recall that small issue we had where the old comm hub was intercepting certain radio frequencies?
Yes, of course.
Well, we've kind of got a similar situation, only it's a little more complicated.
Slow down. Start from the beginning.
Right. From the beginning. Okay, so after we turned the array back on, well, this is what we heard. Here, listen for yourself.
I don't understand what's going on.
I know it's hard to make anything out, but me and Lupe managed to isolate and clean up each signal, and, well...
It's radio chatter from all the other groups out there in the Commonwealth.
That's right. And after listening to them all, it seems recently there's only one thing on everyone's mind.
Us! Everyone out there is talking and sharing information about us!
Huh. Looks like we started to make some real waves in the Commonwealth.
That shouldn't be a problem.
If circumstances were different, I might have agreed with that. After hearing all those people talking about us, I was curious to see just how far our newfound notoriety had spread. So I increased the sensitivity on the antenna's tuner, and that's when we heard... It was only for a few seconds, but me, Lupe, and Mansfield, we heard radio communications from the gunners.
Oh man, I gotta fix Jake's face. We figured out why his beard gets all patchy and like the lips kind of morph. Apparently there's
Oh yeah!
oh yeah. Hopefully you guys heard the oh yeah. Jason Locrast, thank you. Donating just to hear Cyrus's impression of a teleporter again. Oh, bummer. The teleporter impression requires is a subscribe, but let me see if I can trigger it for you. I gotta make this a little bigger. Give me a second. Try and force it for you. Oh, come on. What are you doing? OBS, come on. Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Is it this one? Nope, not that one. John, you bought a t-shirt. Thanks. Where's it at? Is it this?
Oh yeah!
Nope, that is... Oh, it's like off my screen. Hold on, maybe if I gotta make this a little bigger so I can see it. How about this? There it is. I had to make Streamlabs just a tad bigger. There we go. Thank you, Joe Snowcrans. Anyway, so I figured out there are a bunch of faces, like mouth structures. The meshes are just completely busted in the game. And so several of our characters, which include like basically all our bearded characters, happen to start with this mouth, thinking nothing of it. I think it's probably like the default mouth the player character uses, and we import our faces. And so we ran into this problem when we were making the Chapter 3 trailer, because it's very intricate. Like the Chapter 3 was tons and tons of shots, and some of them up close to characters. So we had to like do a bunch of work to redo their faces, and so I have some notes somewhere about how to fix this. I forgot to do it. I'm gonna put that on the list of patch things. Go fix. I'll put that right now. Fix Jake's face. I think I may have fixed Salvador's face. He had the problem too originally, and I think so. I don't think he has it now, but I think he had it back in the day, back when we were working on the trailer. And Aiden might have the issue too. But I'll fix Jake's next. This is the most obvious. Like, you guys could see that, right? Where it was kind of warping, and on top of the patchy beard, it was like certain syllables he'll say, his lips will like pixelize. It's very weird.
You said there were gunners out there?
That's right. At least, I'm pretty sure it was them. Like I said, we only intercepted
There it
the
goes.
comms
Just
for
saw
a
it
few
again. It's like his
seconds.
facial hair flickers.
After that, I figured the most prudent course of action was to radio you, inform the other department heads, and then have Lupe try to reestablish the radio link. And that pretty much brings us to where we are.
Do you know where they're coming from?
Not yet. But we do know it's somewhere outside our usual stomping grounds. I think that maybe...
Hey, I think I just found the comm signal again.
Wait, really?
What are you waiting for, kid? Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
Alpha Golf 1, this is Spearhead Command. What's the holdup? Over.
Spearhead Command, this is AG-1 Lead. They ordered a halt on the strike convoy. Scouts reported a big pack of shamblers on the road ahead. Dispatch some of the fresh meat to go deal with them. AG's 1 to 16 holding position. I'd say ET 6 hours until we get moving again. Over.
Understood, AG Lead. Good call on sending the conscripts. No use wasting real gunners on ferals. Over.
We might lose a handful, but who cares? More important, we keep the real troops injury-free until we get back to Boston. How's things going back at Province Bay? We getting those reinforcements or what? Over.
Affirmative, AG Lead. Mercs and Civi contractors are being coached on regs. Expect their deployment with the next batch. Over.
About damn time. We need that manpower just to take back the plaza. Never mind resecuring the Commonwealth. When I get back there, that Vault Dweller and their little band of insurgents are in for a world of pain.
Oh, Hubert.
No one messes with the gunners. And no one looks down on me and lives. AG Lead.
Hey, you're using this computer. Nothing worried you? Oh, thanks, Hubert.
Oh no, not again.
That voice. Was that who I think it was? Berman?
Berman? You mean that gunner that stole the comm hub? You didn't kill him? When we took the plaza, I went along with your little mercy plan. But I never expected you'd be so stupid as to let that guy live.
Patriot of the West, thank you for the donation. Patriot says, plans for Starfield now that it's out. I don't have any distinct plans. I do have a few things that like caught my attention that needs that I want to work on, like some stuff that I'm like, this doesn't feel good. Obviously Outposts need some work. They're not particularly fun, and they don't have any purpose once again, which is odd. Although it does look like the gameplay loop of Starfield was originally designed that your outposts would be like helium suppliers, so that you could go deeper into space, and then they must have cut that gameplay loop at some point in development and just left the outposts in because, you know, they probably assumed, well, there's enough people out there who like to build, they'll leave it in. So obviously the outposts are interesting. I would say if I was going to work on something immediately when the Starfield tools came out, I would probably work on quest stuff, just because quests are always, people will always want them, but like if I went all in on building a systems mod or, you know, doing something with Outposts, and then Bethesda put out a DLC that also messed with that, then they might invalidate some of my work. Like, I tend to not like to mod games until after until after they're done putting out expansions and DLC. Otherwise, like my toes get stepped on. But story mods would be the one exception, because you could put out a story mod and just, if there's anything that interferes with the DLC, you just modify it slightly. But you know, the gameplay loop of a systems mod could get obliterated by a DLC or just trumped, and you'd have wasted all your time. So my initial thought is to do some story content for it when the CK first drops, if at all. We still got so much SS2 content. I have no idea if I'm actually going to do anything with Starfield for a while. I would like to so far. Like, I have a lot of hours into Starfield. I'm like deep into my second full playthrough on it, so I'm a big fan. But right now, SS2 is the plan. We just had our team meeting to get everybody back in the saddle working on content. We've got 2 big patches planned for this year to get you guys some new features and some new story content. So a lot more SS2 stuff in our future. Commander Crunk, thank you for the donation. I'm gonna, before I hit a button here, I'm gonna read this from the notifications before you guys even hear the run. What would you say to your younger self when you got started in mod development? I mean, I was pretty young when I got in mod development. I started modding when I was 15 or 16, so to say back to that young person, if that's what you're saying, probably to, I don't know if, I mean, like, if I did things differently, I wouldn't have got to this point. So, like, part of what got me to here and what pushed us to release SS2 the way we did, where we did it in chapters, is all the bad experiences I had modding when I was younger, of like joining these giant teams and watching them fail. And but you know, I learned like how to work in a big group, and you know, I saw kind of how things played out, and so I learned what not to do in some of them. And I learned like some skills that still were useful today. Like when I was 15, I learned how to use 3D Studio Max, and I can still use it today for some minor things. Like I'm no master modeler or artist or anything, but like I can do all the technical work when our team needs it for exporting and stuff. So I guess I don't know what I would tell younger self. I would probably tell my younger self to release more stuff. I did a lot of modding myself where I just kept it on my hard drive, and I probably should have released it because you know, I was super worried about people judging me, and it's like, who cares? You're anonymous. You're anonymous on the internet. It doesn't matter if people judge you. So yeah, I think that's one thing I would tell my younger self would be release more projects, because releasing things and getting them to completion is like, it's an exercise in itself. It help you like have to polish things up and get things into a certain state that you might not do if you didn't release them. So yeah, that would probably be the advice to younger me as a modder, is release stuff. Just get stuff out there, get feedback, helps a lot. All right, let's get at it.
I'm sorry I let him go. That was a mistake.
Never mind about that. Did you hear what they said? They're coming back to Boston.
Strike convoy, conscripts, and contractors? Those gunners aren't just coming back. They're returning with an army.
An army? What are we gonna do?
Moving an entire army is no small feat. I dare say there's plenty of time for us to prepare.
I can't believe this is happening! Everything was going so well!
Believe it. They are coming back. And I doubt they'll be content with just a skirmish or two. We can expect a full-scale war.
Then I suppose we don't really have a choice in the matter, do we? Well, Slick,
it's funny sometimes
on your leadership
because
because if there's anyone who can guide us through this, it's you.
So because the way the audio works in this game is it's 3D centered around where the camera pivot is. When the camera gets to certain angles on Jake, you can hear this static, and it actually sounds like the voice actor or our audio team did a bad job on Jake's audio. But in reality, what's happening is one of the comm hub items. So the comm hub is made up of like 38 different little interactive bits. Originally, our intention was to have like a little puzzle on there. We never did anything with it, and maybe we will in the future. But so one of the elements of the comm hub has a constant like hum, like a little fuzz, like a static coming out of it. And so depending on where the camera is, it picks up that static, and it sounds like it's underlying the voice lines.
War.
Why, hello.
War never changes.
Hello.
Everybody just like walks away before I finish my line. They're like, yeah, cliche. All right, now we get a little. Let's see if these all work.
Yeah? I knew we hadn't seen the
There it
last
is.
of the gunners.
So this is one of the things. I don't know if this is fixed in the 3.02 or coming in 3.03. I think it's in 302 we fixed this. Like that everybody's supposed to have this little post conversation.
Whatever. You need something?
That was all. Hey there.
Yeah? That was a good speech you gave. Short and sweet. I guess we shouldn't be surprised there are still gunners out there. But still, I didn't think we'd need to worry about them so soon. Do you think we're ready for this? A war with the gunners?
They don't stand a chance.
Well, who could argue with that kind of confidence? We'll need to get the HQ in tip-top shape for what's coming. So whilst we still have the time, let's do everything we can. Oh, and, Slick?
Something's bothering you, I can tell.
What you said a while back about you and me, maybe be more than just friends.
Oh, that's right. We did. We always vote on all flirt checks,
But
and they
for
always
now,
pass.
I think I need to focus on this gunner business. But maybe once things calm down a little bit, well, let's just say I'm also interested in being more than just friends. Anyway, we got a lot of work ahead of us. So, what are your orders, Chief?
Yeah?
All right, let's see.
Yeah?
Hey,
Medical
it's good to see
treatment.
you.
Uh-oh. Apparently it's not working. Oh, there it goes. You ready? Let's get the treatment going. Oop, double did it. Double did it.
I knew someone once. Was a do-gooder pain in the ass.
There we go.
Hey!
Oh, so I don't remember who it was who was asking. It might have been you, Yagi. The medical system. So the medical treatment with 3.0, we changed the way it works, and it used to be that you had to have a cure
Oh,
researched
it's you.
before you
Hey,
could cure anybody.
We gonna fight the gunners again or
And we
what?
changed it with 3.0.
Or you just gonna roll over and let them do whatever they want?
So you can preemptively cure people even without cures
Sorry,
researched, but it costs
I'm
you
the one
one
who
chem
rolled over.
per
And the gunners first came to our old settlement.
severity of the
Look,
disease, and it actually
don't
goes
wanna
up
do that
higher. So
again.
it's like
I want to fight these
for
bastards.
diseases 1 through
So,
4, it requires one
just
chem
tell me what I
per
can do to help.
severity. So it'll be like a level 4 will require 4 chems, and then there's a second cost that gets incurred at rank 5 through 7 or something like that, and then those double down on it. So then it will be like a rank 7 cost to cure it from scratch. Will cost you like 4, 7, what's that, 8, 9, 10, 11 chems. Like it gets really expensive to cure the high-end diseases, but if you have the cure researched, it costs 1. So that is our compromise. So you can preemptive cure them for a whole lot of resources, or you can just let it happen naturally from hospitals, or if you research the disease, then it requires a single chem to cure them.
Bye.
All right, who else haven't we talked to yet? Lupe?
Is well.
Hey, don't worry about the gunners, okay? We'll all do everything we can to get ready. You can count on all of us. So, was there anything you needed?
Never mind.
Aye.
All right, who else did we talk to? I think Cassandra we haven't talked. Oh, and Mansfield, that's right.
To address a recent rumor regarding our new vaccines.
For every equation, a solution.
They would like to reassure you that while you may have a short, mild reaction, the vaccine cannot give you the actual disease.
Nice to see you. I know that you're really busy out there, but it really does lift everyone's spirits when you visit.
Thanks, Lily.
Nice robots here.
Whoops. Crashed into the wall. Hey, Crow. Where is everybody?
Apparently the castle's been trying to get you on the radio. Some kind of situation over there. Better go see what's going on.
Yeah, you already told me that. Thanks.
Huh?
Full house in here today. Yes. Mansfield, didn't go to your office? Okay, I'm tired of tracking them down. Oh, there's Cassandra. There we go.
Hello.
She's on break. Hey.
Why, hello.
It is night and day.
These days, I hear another version of your adventures. The legend.
Oh,
will
doesn't seem
start
like hers is set
outpacing
up
the
correctly.
truth soon.
Yeah, hers is not set up. She did not say
all.
anything about the gunners there, so I'll have to fix hers. We're in the process of tinkering with the HQ line, so I might have a merged file installed right now that you guys don't have access to. Or hers is messed up, I'm not sure. We're continuously tinkering with it. We're training somebody new to tackle all of all of our dialogue woes, because it's a complex thing and it requires somebody to really pay attention to the nitty-gritty. But we'll get there eventually, so that all of our characters say things at the appropriate time. Okay, so the next step is we need to go somewhere else. I mean, we could stay here and do it, but I'm just going to go do it elsewhere, and we will wait a couple days. But actually, you know what I'm going to do to pass some time, because I do want to get some more allies, so that we will eventually get to the end of Chapter 3. We will, it will be paid off with some allies. So I'm going to do some vanilla questing, too. Okay, the post-conversation was working pre-patch at Aiden's fire properly. He get mad about Berman again, I thought. There's probably a miscellaneous line or a greeting that he just will fire off randomly related to Berman. I don't know. I am not familiar with all of their dialogue lines. There's so many.
Hi.
Ah, there you are. Finally. I've been waiting to talk to you.
Here I am. What did you need?
I'm Ronnie Shaw.
Wait, talk to Preston. What?
At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the Idiots took over.
The Idiots.
Joe Becker? Who's that?
That's just sad. General Becker used to run the Minutemen. The last real leader we ever had. After he died, there wasn't anybody left with the guts and brains to pull things together.
I'd still like to hear what you came to talk to me about.
Heard you were trying to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Thought I'd come see the new general for myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
The Commonwealth needs the Minutemen. People are starting to realize that.
I've heard some good things. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you really need my help.
Are you offering to rejoin?
I guess I am. But first things first. I'm probably the only one who still remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored in there. Weapons, ammo, schematics, you name it. Come on, I'll show you.
What's happening? Is this just a random Brotherhood patrol, probably? I must have advanced the Brotherhood questline forward a little bit. Honestly, don't remember what we did vanilla-wise.
Hey there.
This is the door to the armory. Ah, good. Looks like it might still be intact. Door's still sealed. Bastion hasn't collapsed. Trick now is finding a way in.
I hope you have an idea.
Of course I do. If you can't go through, go around. Let's have a look at the Northeast Bastion.
Alright, let's see. What did I do on this character? Lost Patrol. Okay, yeah, so that's the... I at least did the beginning of the Brotherhood quest. Far from home. Talk to Elliot. Looks like I started Railroad. Okay, so I already had this same idea and started a lot of this stuff.
Stay safe, people.
Talk to Jack. Alright, let's see. Which of these quests is the main story, though? The Glowing Sea, find Virgil and Lucy. Oh wow, so I advanced quite a lot of the vanilla quest lines. Cool. Go on, Ronnie. Go on. There you go. You figured it out.
This was the general's quarters. Used to be a tunnel leading from here to the armory. This tunnel's blocked by this rubble. We'll have to find some way to clear it.
There we go. Sarah, am I supposed to just be able to scrap this?
Let's get down there and see if there's still a way through.
Lead the way. Connected to just finished Commonwealth Rising. Final scene notification trigger before completing memory launcher task. Yeah, we're gonna force remote management as like a required quest before Commonwealth Rising. We'll go to that scene because this is a common
pretty
thing.
dark down here. We better watch our step.
Oh, because you guys put landmines everywhere, you psychos. Let's see, am I gonna get attacked by these turrets too? Hello. Yep. Oh, that's explosive rounds. That's fair. Oh, really? The old explosive round machine gun turret right next to the landmines. Good design. This is why the Minutemen lost, guys. Alright, now we gotta remember to start grabbing weapons now that we got full scrapper perks. And we don't need that in here. Oh, here we go. Another one. Ooh, some jet. Jet, my love. Are we already full on capacity here? Alright, come here, dog meat.
Hey.
No,
Hey.
no, I need you to hold some stuff for me. Oh, you're already holding a lot of stuff for me. Whoops. How about one more thing? Can you hold some bolt jumpsuits? Why am I even carrying those? Let's see, how about a laser musket? Yeah? Oh, I wonder if this, is this scattergun the one I got from Lupe? No, I think hers has got a name to it. Oh, look at all that junk I got in my person. Really need to hit up a workbench and dump all this stuff.
Movement detected. Sentry bot designation Sarge. Powering up.
Well, I would have never guessed this. Let's get this over with. Now there's 80 in the minute.
Suck it, Sarge.
Yeah, Sarge. He's been guarding the castle since forever, as far as I know.
Alright, what else we got in here? Isn't the general in here just laying down dead somewhere?
Let's see. At least I know this password. One if I land. Nah, that's not it. For the Commonwealth.
If you have the broadsider, there is cannonballs in the side room. I don't have the broadsider yet, but I do have the Constitution quest.
United we...
I might as well grab the cannonballs, though. They're probably,
Yeah, that was it.
probably don't weigh anything in my playthrough because I'm not playing on survival right now. Where's the side room, though? Oh, the one room I skipped, right? Let's see. Over here? Yep, landmine. More mines. Oh, that's right, I got stealth on. I was like, why aren't none of these landmines firing off? It's because I've got stealth maxed out. I think that's the one that does it, right? Stealth is it makes it so you don't trip landmines anymore. Where's the side? There they are. Kind of want to take all this cement too, but it wastes too much. All right, let's get back over to Ronnie.
Fight is done, and the Minutemen are on. There's no point in getting all sentimental about something that happened 40 years ago.
Oh, she must have found his
we're almost
body.
through.
All right, let's grab. Oh, headless general. Sorry, buddy. A lot of wine down here. Oh, then that lifts, yeah, that lifts that barrier, and then we can come over here and get ourselves. Here we go. Artillery schematics. Although we've already got that because we triggered the. All right, castle's now available.
Let's see what kinds of goodies are left.
Oh, good old fat man. Oh, I'm at capacity again. Yeah. We're gonna grab all this anyway, though. We'll go scrap it. I think there's a weapon workbench here. Give me all the goodies.
The armory's still intact. Everything we need, just waiting for us.
So we can
you
walk
found the
extra
schematics
slow.
for building artillery, right?
Indeed. All the good stuff. Can I scrap from here? Let's see. Only my Pip-Boy. What? What? What's going on here? What's broken? Is this like a known issue with this workbench? What the heck? How about this? Does this have the same problem? No, here we go. Okay, cool. So we can... Yeah, look at that sweet aluminum. There we go. I don't know if I was planning on keeping this or not, but... Yeah, we're gonna just scrap it.
I have to admit, Ronnie, having artillery would help out quite a bit.
Oh, we used to rain down fire on Deathclaws and super mutants alike. It was a glorious thing.
Slow, slow, slow we go. I'd say this is one of the things I love about Starfield. You can basically just ignore carry weight. It just makes it so that your stamina or your oxygen falls faster when you're encumbered. So I have a bunch of gear that gives me reduced oxygen consumption, so I basically can ignore that. Plus you have the little ability to give yourself extra oxygen. So I basically just run fully encumbered all the time. All right, what do you got?
Looks like you've got everything we need. As soon as you get some artillery built, we'll do a test fire to calibrate it.
It's 1 p.m.
Oh, maybe the conversation was breaking it? That might be, but we're gonna go, let's see, what did it tell me to go into?
Stay safe out there,
Yep, build and sign artillery, okay. All right, let's slow, you know what, we got Workshop Plus installed, so we can cheat here a little bit. Get super speed, there we go. All right, transfer, store all our junk, and that took care of it. Hey, there we go. All right, let's build some artillery, and then we'll build a caravan services and get everything connected up. All right, I like building these up here. Oh, I love the flight. I missed you, Workshop Plus. One. Two. You know, this is making me think. Somebody else may have the answer to this. If you do resurgence at the castle and you've already got artillery there, does it count it? It's supposed to, but I don't actually know if it will or not. All right, now let's get some of these guys. Minuteman, you are now on artillery. Yeah, we're gonna scrap these guard posts. We don't want anyone assigned to these. Alright, I think we have more than one Minuteman here. Or did he assign himself to... We should have several people here. We've got this guy on the radio. I bet they're hiding in here. Do they assign themselves to some of this random garbage in here? Where's it at? Nope, not in there. Not in there. Here's another one. Alright, buddy, get up here. Alright, where's the third one? Oh, we got another thing to scrap. Alright, I think we have one more Minuteman around here somewhere. Where are you guys hiding? Don't make me town meeting gavel you. Huh, none of them assigned to the beds either. Interesting.
Good afternoon. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth.
Alright, let's get up here into the sky. Let's see. Just Ronnie Shaw. There's that one. And that, okay, those two guys are making it up to their posts. Did he actually get assigned? Yep, he's on there. Where is the other one? So there should be at least... I don't think I have any, like, weird settler... You know, like they have the... I think Ronnie can't control. I don't think we would have any other settlers like that with weird assignment issues. Where are you guys hiding? So oh, I guess this guy too, but that's still, that only counts for 4. Who is our 5th man? Oh, maybe it's signed out here to one of these? No, I'm gonna scrap it. Looks pretty, but it's not good enough. No sign of our guy. Alright, and I guess it is meeting gavel time. As soon as I fall down to earth here. Let's see, do I build a tools? City manager tools, there we go. I'm a little concerned about, no, I actually don't want to do this because I don't want to, I'm concerned, oh, there he is! We found him! He just came out on his own. I don't want to teleport this guy away from here. I don't know if he'll actually make it back. Alright, command you. And you're gonna come over here. Alright, there we go. Now, does this thing counts as a recruitment beacon, right? Like people will get recruited here automatically. Let's go ahead and build the caravan services while we're in workshop mode here.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
And I think I want it out front here.
Stay safe out there, people.
There we go. Radio guy's not assignable. Yeah, that makes sense. I would think he would get assigned to a bed, but maybe not. Alright, we'll go ahead and build a recruitment radio just in case. Nope, not that. Here. I'll just stash it up next to this thing. Pay and build. Alright, let's do the... Was it insert? No, not insert. What's the hotkey to ignore snappings? F2? Yep, that was it. Sync that in. Man, I missed this on Xbox, having to have everything floating in the air. There we go. Power up radio transmitter. Oh, but now there's not enough power for that. Oops. Alright, let's give him another generator now that we have all that scrap. There we go. This thing powered too. Yep. Okay. And we've got our caravan services, so we'll get connected up shortly. And I guess since we need so much power, we could queue up a power transfer. Although I think we're pretty far from any other power transfer, so maybe that's not worth it. Alright, let's exit out of here and talk to Ronnie.
Hey there.
Ah, gosh darn, it's good to see artillery here again. So here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is impressive. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at. You see that little building over there? We'll use that for our aiming point. Keep your radio on and tuned to Radio Freedom so we can confirm we're ready.
Alright, let's do it. Let's see. Radio Freedom. Let's get ourselves... Oops. Artillery smoke grenades.
All right, General, if you can hear me, we're ready. Toss one of those smoke grenades into the target area and we'll start the test fire.
Dog meat, back up. Dog meat, come
Hey.
over here.
Over here.
Don't be stupid.
Okay, we've got your smoke on the target. You
Head
might
over
wanna
there.
Stand back. You know, just in case.
Wait there.
Beautiful. Love the artillery. Don't they fire a couple of rounds? Yep, there goes one. I like that they went all out with it. Like if you go stand next to the artillery guys, they actually like turn a crank and rotate it in the direction toward the direction that it's firing to. I like the little bits of like burning paper floating through the air. It's a nice little touch. We good? All done there, Ronnie? Oh, hey, somebody, we must have got somebody new. Caravan Services just popped. Or I wonder if they auto-assigned Ronnie to it, or the guy on the radio. Or maybe we got another person appeared. Still, oh, they're still test firing. Okay, we get the point. Yep, new settler. Cool. Hey, buddy. Fantastic. Still going. You guys are just showing off now.
Hey.
You ready?
Come on.
Oof.
That looked good from here. You've now got artillery support. Use it wisely.
Wait, talk to Preston. Is that this quest? I guess it is. Alright, and he's back at HQ now. Alright, let's kill Radio Freedom. Okay. Well, let's head back to HQ there. Talk to Preston, see what's up. I think the fast traveling around doing vanilla quests will eventually pop flickering lights, so that's all we'll do it, because I do want to move all of these forward a little bit. Yes, Daddy, thanks for the donation. The Patreon discount store hasn't been updated since Jake and Aiden and I got added. Oh, I totally forgot about that one. I will get that done tomorrow. I added in Teresa and Lupe merch. And we have a special version of the Threadless shop for patrons, so they get everything at cost, basically. And I forgot to update it. I will take care of that tomorrow.
Please refrain from leaning on them in their current condition.
I've got to hand it to you, General.
There we go.
You've really turned things around for the Minutemen. I never thought I'd see the day that the Minutemen had artillery support again. We should see about building them at all our settlements to expand our coverage. And Ronnie Shaw returns. She's something else, isn't she?
Yeah, she definitely knows how to take charge.
Ha! That's a bit of an understatement from what I hear. I'd heard stories about her from the old-timers, but I didn't know she was still around. The fact that she's come back to the Minutemen means we must be doing something right. I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone
Anytime
that
he
needs
says any line
it.
similar to that, I just see all the memes flash through my head. Okay. What's next on our list here? What quest do we have running? Defend Nordhagen Beach failed.
Huh? I'm sorry to report that the super mutants came back and tore up that settlement pretty bad.
I hate to hear that. This is exactly what the Minutemen are supposed to prevent. We'll have to do better next time.
I don't think I've ever failed at one of the Preston quests before. Oops. All right, what's next? We could do that. We could do. No, we're not gonna do that one. Let's see here. Return to Cameron's police station. Sure, let's go do that. Sorry, Preston. Promise I'll help out next time. No, I don't. I shouldn't promise that. That's not true. They're supposed to defend themselves, damn it. Although I wonder if the Preston quests they can't. It's not like the miscellaneous raid ones.
Paladin Dance. Glad to see you alive and well, sir.
Are we in luck, sir?
Mission accomplished. We have the transmitter.
Finally, some good news for a change. Nice work, sir.
I didn't do it alone. Had some help from our new friend. I've offered him a place on our team, but I'm not sure he's willing to accept. In the meantime, he's welcome to take shelter here, as long as he doesn't get in our way.
Paladin Dance.
There's still a place for you in the Brotherhood, if you want it.
Sure.
I'd be honored to join.
Then that settles it. Aelin, Reese, it's time to welcome our newest recruit to the Brotherhood. He shows a lot of promise, and with the proper guidance, I think he has the potential of becoming one of the best.
When do I get to head up to the Pridwen?
Paladin Dance will decide when you're allowed up there. Until then, I'm afraid you're stuck with us.
So you decided to stay, huh? I expected you to take your payment and run.
I got tired of wandering alone.
Too bad. I was getting used to the thought of you leaving.
Reese, that's enough. Like it or not, you're going to have to learn to work together. And you need to understand what it means to be a part of the Brotherhood. We're not soldiers of fortune. We're an army. And we've dedicated our lives to uphold a strict code of ethics.
So does anybody know about there's apparently a path
to obey our tenets without
through the vanilla game where you can kind of break things, sequence break things in a way that you can keep the Brotherhood and Railroad both alive. So our system actually supports that. So I was considering doing that for one of these playthroughs, but I don't actually know how it goes. I can go find a guide for it, but I know there's a point of no return.
Quiet.
Oops, sorry.
Do you need a medic or
Don't worry. I've spent time in the military.
Perfect. Then there's no need to give you a long lecture, so I'll get right to the point. I only ask for two things from anyone under my command: honesty and respect. You fall in line, you stay in line. I give you an order, and you follow it. It's as simple as that. There's one last order of business I wanted to get out of the way. I'm going to recommend you to be awarded the rank of Knight. Now, nothing's official until you speak to Elder Maxson, but I wanted you to be the first to know.
Does this mean I'm one of you now?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
Ad Victoriam, Knight.
He doesn't even know what that means, Halen.
Ad Victoriam means to victory. In our eyes, defeat is unacceptable, because we're fighting for the future of mankind. Our rallying cry is more powerful than any weapon you could ever carry. Remember that. Now, I've received orders that we're both to report to the Pridwen. However, if you want to run a few ops for Scribe Halen or Knight Reese first, they could certainly use your assistance. I'll leave the choice up to you. Let me know when you're ready to mount up.
Alright, what are they told? Support the Brotherhood Recon Team, report to Dance.
Hi. Alright, out with it. What's your game?
I hope I haven't offended you again.
Offended? Hardly. I'm just trying to figure you out. You're not the military type. You're a loner. So I can't figure out why you're sticking around. You got what you wanted, so why don't you hit the road?
The Brotherhood might be the best chance I'll ever have to find my son.
Well, as far as reasons go, that's a pretty good one. Look, I'm gonna cut you some slack because Dance trusts you. But if you step out of line and put any of my brothers or sisters in danger, I'll make sure you regret it. So, ready for your assignment, hero?
Sure.
Ready.
Then listen up. Like it or not, one of our most important duties is to keep the Commonwealth clear of the trash. I'm talking about mutants, ghouls, synths. The abominations the damn eggheads caused when they started playing with their toys.
Quick and easy YouTube guide is perfect turning point. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Terminate everything that
I think I've seen it before.
All the details you need are right here. Don't come back until the job's done.
Okay, and I think I already have one from her.
Scribe Halen.
Reese still giving you the cold shoulder.
I wish we can see eye to eye.
Reese only sees one thing. Reese bleeds Brotherhood. It's all he cares about. It's his family. It's his whole life. If anything else comes into the picture and gets in the way, he shoves it aside.
Is there something between the two of you?
When I first joined up, Reese is the
right,
one who
I've got
sponsored me.
charisma on this character.
Took me under his wing.
Unlike
showed
my
me the
Xbox
ropes.
playthrough where we're...
I thought there was a little more between
we got a
us,
1 or a
so
2.
I asked him if he cared about me that way. He told me the Brotherhood of Steel was all that he cared about. And there was no room for anything else in his life. We never spoke about it again. Look, I need to get back to things. If you're worried about Reese, just keep doing what you're doing. He'll come around soon enough. So, are you ready to take on your first assignment?
Ready.
Great. Let me
I thought I
explain
already
what I
had...
need you to do.
Wasn't Lost Patrol
One of
from
the
that, or did Lost
Brotherhood's
Patrol come
most
from somewhere
important
else?
duties is the recovery and preservation
Oh yeah,
of
these are
technology
Radiants,
that was
right?
lost
This one for
when the
sure is
bombs
Radiant.
fell.
I remember I
have
did
a
this
list
like...
of locations
On the
that
first
contain
playthrough I did this
artifacts
quest
we
like
need you
7
to
times in a
recover
row before
in
I
order to have
realized
them
it was
cataloged
Radiant.
and
I didn't
studied by
understand
the
what Radiants
scribes.
were at the time.
Here, this
And
should
I was
cover
like,
all
this
the
isn't
information
leading
you'll need to
anywhere.
find your first artifact. Good luck, and be careful.
You ever want to get on my good side?
Okay, so what does this say now? Shadow Steel, report to Paladin's Dance. So I don't actually have to do these? Because I know I have this one. I thought this was from them, but apparently not.
Get your ass
Apparently
out
it's something
there
else.
pronto and clear that location.
Sure.
Excuse me, Paladin Dance?
Are you ready to head up to the ship?
Oh, he said I get to tell you when you're ready to go to the ship. Apparently
Of
it's
course I
immediately.
am. I've never seen anything so impressive.
Takes your breath away, doesn't it? We call our ship the Pridwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxson's here. And that means we're going to war.
I'm guessing that diplomacy isn't on Elder Maxson's mind.
What's the matter? Don't like kicking in the door? Don't worry. You'll fall in line with our tactics sooner or later. That being said, you're about to get to know the Pridwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride.
Whoa, what's going on, buddy? Alright, let's go for a ride. Oh yeah, gotta always wait for this weird door lag. I think this is like some deep engine bug that Bethesda can't figure out how to fix. It's so weird. It's still in Starfield too. NPC uses a door and it's off limits to you for like 6 seconds. It's very odd. This was one of those, I got blown away by it first time I played, of like, oh my god, we actually get to take a real ride in the vertibird and use the gun? Like, what? I think this is the first one you do it in the game. It's like such a, like, you never got to do anything close to this in 3.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use.
Will do.
Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting.
I guess we should save just in case there's a
We don't want to have any
crash as we fly over. Let's see. Give me some targets.
The Commonwealth
Hey, doggo.
is different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxson will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive.
Are all the raiders already dead? Oh, oh. This looks like a spot of them. Probably a raider hanging out. Good morning.
But they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation.
Nobody? I probably killed all of those already.
Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man,
Just peppering their corpses.
child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth.
That's to wait for Pridwen for Lost Patrol because Captain Kelso rewards armor. Alright.
Blood if it ensures our victory.
Oh, there's the Constitution. I'm not going to shoot them up because that's a fun quest to do.
The Pridwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions.
I haven't tested it personally, but I'm told by the person who originally set up Cola for us that he made sure that Cola could also ride in the dog spot for one day if we want to add that feature. If not for Cola, I'll do it for the little dog, the small dog pets eventually. I can just figure out how it's rigged up. I actually don't know how they do this. Kind of want to just start shooting it.
There she is.
See what Dance does. Does he just shoot me in the back of the head?
All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready.
Ready. Come on. Park this thing. There we go. Yep. Hey, nice. How do I get out? Get me out of here. It would have been awesome if he just kept going off the edge. How do I get off of here? Oh, there you go. I gotta hold down X. Didn't usually. I would have expected to give me a prompt or something.
Permission to come aboard, sir?
Permission granted, and welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I feel promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your reports.
Wait, I thought I was a knight now.
Pleased to know that Elder Maxson's approved your request and placed the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain on the Pridwen and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Alright, what now?
So,
oh, I gotta talk
you're
to
the
this guy.
one Paladin Dance has taken under his wing. You don't look much like a soldier to me.
This is my cool baseball helmet.
And what's a soldier supposed to look like?
A soldier is supposed to be an efficient killing machine. Not a relic from the past, playing catch-up with the rest of the world. If Dance hadn't stepped in and vouched for you, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Accepting outsiders like yourself has proven disastrous in the past. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth with a specific goal in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
Absolutely.
Good. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address. After which, Elder Maxson wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
Question: how did you know I'm bad at combat? How did you? Who told you? Let's see.
Where can I get power armor?
Only knights are allowed to wear Brotherhood power armor.
I thought I was a
You're
knight.
no knight. Not yet. Until Elder Maxson
Joke's
grants
on you,
that
buddy. I got
title,
several suits of power
you'll
armor.
have to make do with what you've got. Anything else?
What are my orders?
Your orders are to proceed to Elder Maxson's address, after which he wishes to speak with you. Anything else?
I don't have any questions.
Then I suggest you head over to the command deck immediately. Dismissed, Initiate.
And that is there? No. Over here.
Welcome aboard. Elder Maxson is...
Okay. Man, it's been a while since I've done all these quests. So we're gonna be doing them. Oh, don't mind if I take that aluminum. We're gonna be doing these twice in the matter of a few weeks because I'm doing them all on Xbox as well.
Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively,
I like that view in the background that you can see the
now that the ship is in position,
downtown Boston.
it is time
So
to
I don't know what
reveal
that
our
flicker
purpose
is. I don't know what's up with
and
that though.
Our mission. Beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being.
I wonder what he would think about if I just told him that, hey, they got
That a
teleportation
machine
too,
could
buddy.
be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous.
Or do I
And
not
like
know
the
that
atom,
yet? I think I know that.
If it isn't
Yeah,
harnessed
you learn that
properly,
after the
it has the
Caliban race.
potential of rendering us extinct as a species.
Oh, that's heat from one of the
I'm
engines?
not
Yeah, maybe
prepared
that would
to
make
allow
sense.
the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam!
If it looks dead, put one more in its head for good measure. Why
Thanks.
take the chance?
Thanks, Psycho. Weird thing to say to somebody you don't know.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
Care about them? I thought we were preparing for war.
The Brotherhood is here to prevent a war by starting one of our own. The
Total-
difference
totally
is,
logical.
Our war won't reduce civilization to ashes.
What do you want from me?
I want you to start taking responsibility for this planet. To start making a difference. And from what I've read in Paladin Dance's reports, you've already begun that journey. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Knight. And, befitting your title, We're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle. Wear it with pride.
Not a paladin? Come on, buddy.
I'll do my best to live up to it.
I'm certain that you will. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Pridwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Pridwen, soldier. Make us proud.
You know, you'd think that they would have arranged for the leader to be able to do the salute without clipping. Interesting design decision.
System Delta's at 100%.
Alright, let's see here. What do we got? Shadow Steel, report to Paladin Dance. Don't have to do those. Man, I got so many
Secondary Delta's
random
standing by.
quests. Main deck. I need to go to flight deck, you said? Flight deck, alright.
Congratulations on the promotion, Knight.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm supposed to get my power armor, but I don't want it. I'm going stealthy. Alright, where is Dance? Did he go deep inside? I'm not supposed to come out here?
The aft thrusters are spiking, but don't worry. We'll keep her aloft.
Look at this fancy room. Don't mind me. Just gonna pilfer your fans and your ammo and anything that isn't nailed down. Alright. Where are you, Dance? Must be inside. I guess we go up here. Mess hall midship. Okay, thanks.
Status report.
Green across the board, sir. Nothing new.
Good. Carry on, Knight.
Let's see.
I don't know what the
yep,
protocol
I see
is about having dogs on the
wait.
Pridwen, so I'll just pretend I didn't see this.
Thank you.
How can a machine believe it's alive? It's ridiculous.
There he is.
So how did it look out there?
Paladin
Got
Dance.
a lot of work
There you
ahead of
are.
us, brother.
How did it go with Elder Maxson?
He's delusional. We'll go dedicated.
He's a very dedicated man. It sounds like...
Of course he does. How could he afford not to?
Storm Pilgrim, thank you for the
I just
subscribe.
hope you appreciate how much of a chance
The real
I'm
thank you
taking
came from
bringing
the
you
Rob,
into
though.
the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
I won't let you down, Dance. I promise.
Good. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, you need to learn your way around this ship and get to know its crew. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor, I'd recommend taking me along with you.
No. I don't want a companion. Thanks, though.
I'll go it alone for now, and come find you when I'm ready.
Suit yourself. I'll be in the mess hall if you need me.
You ain't dismissing my dog meat. There we go. Give me that sweet level up. That icon. Vault Boy jumping up like, me, pick me. Alright, tour of duty. Alright, easy enough. Duty. Alright, what can we do with this level here? We don't need local leader. What were we doing with all... Oh, we were just getting all this charisma for passing speech checks, really. Command does more damage. Don't care about that. What are we after here? Alright, anybody have any recommendations for perks I can grab just for the sake of good speech moments coming up in Chapter 3? We'll close this for now if anybody has a good suggestion. I don't really care about the rest of my perks.
Spread the word.
I've got most of the ones I cared about.
The Pridwen is a magnificent ship.
Proctor Ingram?
Lucky to have her in our
You're the new
arsenal.
recruit I heard about.
Kick your way through a
Not what I was expecting.
Got it.
There it is.
Sounds like you're disappointed.
I'm not disappointed, just surprised. You don't look like one of the usual wastelanders we pick up. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, And this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Pridwen's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Sounds like you have a pretty full plate.
Plate? Hell, I have a whole table's worth of duties around here. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
Oh wow, the old missing legs. Press Y for missing legs. Well, I gotta hit that.
You feel like telling me how you ended up that way?
That's a little personal, don't you think?
Most people in your condition would have given up. I just wanted to hear your story.
Sure. What the hell? I was fighting with the Brotherhood in the Capital Wasteland. Worked at a staging area for the power armor troops. Our position was along a ridge line overlooking the battlefield. I'd say it was a 100-foot drop, give or take.
That's quite a drop.
The enemy had no way of getting to us up there. It was a perfect liftoff point for the vertibirds. To make a long story short, the ridge I was standing on took a hit from a nuke. Sheared most of the cliff right off, and caused the platform I was standing on to tumble over the side. If I hadn't been test piloting one of the power armor suits at the time, I would have died.
Your power armor helped you survive the fall?
Yeah, it took the brunt of the impact. But I don't know if I'd call it surviving. The suit was trashed after it landed, and I lost both of my legs. Haven't walked since. Anyway, I'm sure you're here to get your hands on
It's a shame your power armor didn't prevent
There's a
fall
pretty
damage.
decent T-60 suit sitting in Bay 3 that's all yours. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. Oh, and if you need any work done on it, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
Okay. And then... So this, I remember the first time I did this guy's quest, I was super disappointed, and it seems like this guy hints at there's some mechanic in the base game similar to what we've got now with the with different factions being able to control settlements. So like now we have the ability for, like, we have the gunners take over settlements. Because I thought the first time it has you go to Nordhagen to get supplies, and it seems like they're going to take control of it, and then they don't actually do so. What is this?
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Guy next to me,
Since someone
give me the
dropped a
face.
whole bunch of bombs and blew up every single factory that manufactured weapons and ammunition. Keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps, and everyone contributes to the cause. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful.
I too am interested in
Of
weapons
course,
to scrap
if you're
and turn
just
into
looking
aluminum.
to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to
Yeah,
do.
see, I think it's this quest here. Let's take his extra work.
What sort of extra work are we talking about?
Oh, no. It's nothing like you're thinking. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, a gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
Oh, he's not going to give me the quest yet. Yeah, there's like, and there's a bunch of stuff to support this theory in the CK. There's these icons for, like, map icons and these little 3D icons that show Institute Railroad Brotherhood being in control of an area. Oh, there's a cat on here? What the heck? What's your name? Emmett. Emmett the cat. Sorry, I won't shoot you.
Ah, good. You're finally here.
Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
I think you're confusing me with someone else.
Perhaps I need to rummage through the supply bins for a new pair.
Good news, my AC seems to have stabilized. I am no longer sweating profusely, and I feel cold in the air.
Why you're here?
But now I'm going to need a water break. I chugged several giant glasses of water during all that little heat wave there.
Maxson wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report.
Wrath, hey, I am in the quest when it rains, and once in USAF, Olivia, Magnuson just repeats the same dialogue as he says in the Museum of Freedom. Is there anything new? Any idea how to fix? I mean, you always have the option to skip the quest.
Unfortunately,
but no, I've never seen that one yet. That's a new
to get the job done.
It's a new issue. I would assume that some stage didn't complete back at the museum. Like some dialogue line didn't happen. So the only thing you could try going back. Honestly, I would roll back the save and just play that scene in the museum again.
Your silence is
maybe I can lend you a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Okay, and who's the last person? Who's this guy?
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
That's rather personal.
What kind of medical exam? I feel fine.
There's nothing to be alarmed about.
Just need you to cough a little bit, buddy.
I just have a few simple questions about your medical history. It's my responsibility to make sure that you don't bring anything up here that could pose a threat to the crew. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
Wouldn't Vault Tech's screening process have caught this already?
Vault Tech's screening process? Let me check my notes here. You were a Vault Dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying communicable disease?
Have you had problems with the crew catching diseases?
He doesn't know.
Well, yes, actually. It's not unusual for our recon teams to stumble across contaminated environments or disease-carrying creatures. We don't want a single crewman infecting the entire ship.
Yeah.
Anyway, this exam is about you, so...
A couple few.
Have you had
we just cured Teresa of some unknown disease.
Communicable disease.
We'll go with that.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Well, you don't appear to be suffering from any
Little white lie.
long-term ill effects, so I'll assume you haven't. Third question, and please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
That happens often enough for you to have a question about it?
You'd be surprised how many Wastelanders answer yes to that question. Fortunately, the Brotherhood finds that type of behavior absolutely distasteful. Since you haven't spent too much time in the Wasteland, I'll assume your answer is no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
Nope. No problem whatsoever.
Excellent. You'll fit in quite well around here. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
Alright, so that should be the tour, right? What's next? I go back to dance, I guess.
Give me a laser rifle and my power armor, and I'll take...
Oh, that was it. Easiest quest ever. Wrath, I already tried rolling back into the museum scene again. He tells me to go to Olivia and into the museum, but when I talk to him, he starts the museum combo. I have no idea. I've watched so many people play through that quest now successfully. I mean, my gut says some sort of mod conflict at work here, but but I don't know what could possibly be conflicting with that. So I think you're just gonna have to skip the quest, unfortunately. That's one of those ones like any of these issues in Chapter 3. We just need somebody to be able to repeat it, and then I can run through it and figure out what's conditioned incorrectly.
How can I help you, Knight?
Dance?
Ready to continue our mission, soldier?
Ready.
Roger that.
No. That's not what I wanted. No, cancel.
So you're the new knight?
No, Dogmeat, come back.
Glad
to Dogmeat.
Dogmeat. Team.
He's like, huh?
Come on, boy. It's time to go.
Send Paladin Dance to... Oh, I can send him somewhere. He's gonna go to... Where can I put him? Sanctuary's probably overloaded. Oh, it's gonna let me put him in Sanctuary. Alright.
I doubt this canine can match my tactical prowess in battle, but it's your decision.
You doubt it, but maybe. Meet with Elder Maxson. Okay, show no mercy. There it is.
Don't worry. You'll get used to sleeping comfortably underneath massive containers of highly flammable gas.
Where? Oh, he's on the flight deck. Okay.
At Victorium, Knight.
Oop, there goes the vertebrate. Just fall down. Just fall down. Why did I say it like that? Just fell down. Just cratered. Look at that.
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers I've ever...
I don't think that was supposed to happen. It just
What's
fell.
our next move?
It just straight dropped. Also known as it falled.
I'm proud to be serving under Elder Maxson.
Elder Maxson.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Pridwen's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
Yes, Elder.
Good. Let's get right to it then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants.
Yeah, sorry, Max. We're not doing your quest. We're getting Chapter 3 started today. I think I'm all done with vanilla here after you're done talking.
To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips. Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed, and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
Alright, so now this is where we will... Hey, Marketplace Trading! Okay. Alright, let us... We're not going to do that right now. We are going to head over to Sanctuary, and we're going to sleep and get ourselves Chapter 3 going, because that was the intent tonight. I thought we were going to be bouncing around more with the doing quests. Didn't realize we're going to be in so many dialogue sequences. Come on, game. You can do it. Alright. Didn't trigger it yet, so we gotta pass some more time. So let's find a couch or something here. Hey. Perfect. And we'll just go ahead and wait. 24. All right, I need a quick water break. Be back in just a minute.
It's Aiden. We need you back at HQ.
Oh, perfect. All right.
I'll be right there.
Flickering lights, here we go. I should have went with a double coffee night. Still have not pulled the trigger on installing that coffee machine next to my desk. I need those walks away from my desk during the day. There we go. Man, these load screens are slower than I'm used to. I think I've talked about this. I got a new computer a little while back because this one I'm playing on right now I thought had died on me, and it turns out that it was fine, and I just needed to put it back where it belongs. Like, for some reason, moving the tower jacked it up, and then I put it back where it was, and it started working again. But I have a new computer that's much higher end, and I think this weekend I might start rigging up my dev environment and Fallout 4 onto it so that I can start filming on that. I could probably put the 4K textures on or install some texture replacer mods or something to up the quality, but more importantly, it's got an NVMe drive on it, so the load time should be super fast. Getting water, peeing, were you hearing water? Oh, you were hearing water in the background. I have, there's this house had a bar built into it, really in the basement, really close to my computer. So I was able to use the sink over there.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. It's been non-stop since you left.
You look tired.
Ever since we found out the gunners are coming back, we've been doing everything we can to prepare for them. We've got patrols watching the roads, lookouts stationed at settlements, and every department head's been working their ass off to get the HQ ready. Hell, even Mansfield's been getting his hands dirty.
We caught him crawling through the air ducts, looking for structural weaknesses.
Where's everyone else?
Right now, Teresa's out checking on some reports we keep getting in. Something about strange sightings off of the coast. Lupe's trying to clear up some interference we keep getting on the comm array. Cassandra, as far as I know, is stockpiling medical supplies. And Mansfield is nursing a twisted ankle, a result of his air duct adventures.
You can't be serious.
According to Mansfield, shimmying through air ducts is a time-honored Vault 81 practice. Not too sure how I feel about him doing it here, though.
I didn't do it, but now I wish we would have put a special thing that showed up in the Vitamatic that said sprained ankle or twisted ankle or something for Mansfield. That would have been pretty funny. We also had the ability, we figured out how to, I'm sure you guys have seen it with the soldiers, where we can make them limp. I should have done all that for Mansfield, but I think we were cramming so much to get everything done in time that any of that kind of polished stuff just was out of mind and just didn't even have time to think about it.
So what's the issue?
Well, you see, thanks to Mansfield's impromptu spelunking, he managed to uncover, well, how do I put this?
Uncover?
Oh yeah, never too late to add this stuff.
Through an air vent.
We'll keep adding things.
Yeah, but that's not the important part. The important part is where he fell.
What did you find?
Mansfield found himself in a sealed-off section of the plaza, behind an old bricked-up passageway. The very one you're standing in front of now, as a matter of fact. Took a few hours of him banging and yelling, but eventually someone heard him, and a couple of sledgehammer swings later, we had him free.
How is he doing?
Well, he hurt his leg, but seemed more concerned about falling behind with his work. A few days off his feet, a couple of stim packs, he'll be fine.
Good old Mansfield, hard-working guy.
So, what's the issue?
Well, you see, while he was trapped back there, Mansfield said he heard strange noises. Now, I figured he just got spooked by some leaky pipes or frayed power cables, so I sent down a couple of engineers to check it out. Only, they never came back.
When Jake's engineers went missing, I sent down a security team. We lost contact with them, too.
In retrospect, maybe there was a good reason that passageway was sealed.
I'm gonna go down there, find out what happened to those men. But I need someone I know can handle themselves to back me up. I need you.
I have some questions first.
Of course. Go ahead, ask.
Why me?
Why me? You have security.
Had security. I already sent a team, and they didn't come back. As good as some of my men are, you're better. That's why I want you on this.
Is there anything else I should know?
We've already lost at least 5 people. Might mean the area below is difficult to navigate, maybe even dangerous. Also, it's pitch black down there, so you'll need a flashlight. Hope the one on your Pip-Boy's still working.
Any idea what I'm gonna see in there?
Whoops. Alright, let's see if we can recover this. Audra, go fight the red roaches elsewhere, please.
Hey.
You okay there?
Aware of the problem, but are still waiting for the parts.
Hey, with the turrets running, anyone would be insane to try and assault.
Did we just break the quest?
I'll make sure our other weak points are covered.
Do we have immediately find a,
Hey.
You're back.
Oh, there we go.
We've still not heard anything from the missing personnel. You got the time to look for them now?
Yep. There we go.
All right. I'll find them.
Good. I'll head down and wait by the entrance. Don't be long.
I hope you can find the missing personnel and bring them back, assuming they're all still, you know. I'll be waiting here. You better head down.
All right, down we go.
All right, let's move. What is this place? Why wasn't it on the building blueprints we got from the information broker?
Hell was that?
Oh, we should cure Aiden here. Let's see, medical treatment. I need to put a little message in the corner after you click medical treatment. It says it's like generating costs or something. There's like a massive delay. Well, let's see if this breaks the scene when it fades to black. Don't mind me. Let's see what happens. Nope, should be fine. There we go. Oh, there it goes. Oh,
what the?
Hey, see those doors? Looks like blast doors. Kind that only.
This is surviving pretty well to like random stuff. That's pretty good. We spent a lot of time trying to bulletproof this quest because we were so afraid of people getting stuck on the very first quest. Because that's what happened with the chapter 2. A lot of people were getting broken on the first quest. Of course, I think then it became the second quest was the one that got a lot of folks stuck. Oh, timing.
After you.
This is the place that we actually discovered we first discovered the interior nav mesh bug, and why I highly recommend everybody get the interior nav mesh fix for if you're playing with F4SC. Makes HQ run so much better, but we started to discover it because of this place. There were just these random issues in here where NPCs wouldn't path and we couldn't explain it. And then I confirmed it when we were working on the quest that happens in Vault 111. Oh, that must be... I don't know what that is, but I'll take it. Oh, missed the body.
Shit, one of Jake's engineers. How the hell did they even get up there? Let's keep moving.
Helps our spotting in a second. First, we gotta get our glue. Tape. More tape.
Ugh. What is it? They still breathing?
Lots of blood here.
Yeah, that is a lot. It's like something attacked them. They're obviously dead. But what did it? Maybe Mansfield really did hear something down here. Let's keep moving. Others may still be alive.
I like this music. It's got like subtly, the tempo's increasing on it. I don't know how well you guys can hear it. Oh, passed it. Hey, there we go. All the meds.
Hearing things.
Get your gun out. What are you doing? Oh, I don't have my gun out. He's following my lead. That was on me. Oh, I saw we had like a duplicated duct tape there. As soon as I grabbed one, there was still one there. What the heck? I thought he was supposed to say something there. Oh, there it goes.
You hear that?
My sound got all weird for a second.
Weapons at the ready.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't need the corn. Nope, nope. I want the combat rifle. There we go. And aluminum cans.
It was just so.
One of Jake's engineers. You should talk to him.
I didn't. What? No. No.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought maybe you were... Wait. You're the chief. Oh, no. Oh, you gotta understand. I didn't want to. I had no choice.
What are you saying?
I don't know. Sorry. I think I'm still in shock. It trapped us. Security tried to help, but when it attacked, I've never seen anything move that fast. I panicked. I ran. Locked the doors behind me. And now, they're stuck in there with it.
What are you doing here?
Right. I didn't tell you. Sorry. We were meant to be surveying this new section of the plaza. You know, checking for damage and stuff. But something started following us. First we thought it was just our imagination. This area's been sealed for years. But then... Oh.
I know this must be hard for you. Please, tell me the rest.
But then, we saw it. We ran, hid in the large room. But it was already there, waiting. It just stood there, staring. We didn't dare move. Seemed like hours, but then the security team came. They shone their lights on it and went crazy. Sprinted right at us, shrieking. It sunk its teeth into me. And I ran, and I sealed the doors. I didn't want it to follow me. Oh, God. I trapped them in there with it. You have to save them. Please.
You saw it?
Yeah. It's... Oh, God,
I don't know what it is. It's skin. When the heat moved, it was unnatural. And it's still in there. With the others.
Where are they holed up?
It was a big room. Real high ceiling. Maybe some kind of storage? It was real messy, too. Dilapidated. I stumbled a lot as I ran. Dropped my work bag. Please. They're trapped in there with that thing. You have to help.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Take this. It's a key card. You'll need it. I grabbed it when I was running, and a bunch of doors slammed shut. You'll probably need the card to open them again. Oh. It's getting harder to breathe.
He's lost a lot of blood. This'll take more than a stim pack to fix. We'll need medical treatment.
Oh, lucky for you.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Huh. Looks like you stopped the bleeding. You should be okay for the next hour or so. Good job. Let's get going. Maybe we can find the others.
Alright, chill, Muriel. We'll be back soon. McNinja72. Probably been asked this already, but any big mod plans for Starfield? None right now. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with official DLC, when the mod tools release, all that. And we got a lot of work to do still on SS2. We got bugs to fix, we got post-launch story content and features to get you guys, so it'll be a minute before I'm doing anything with a whole bunch of them stuck together. Be a minute before I do anything with Starfield. I've been playing it a lot though. I like the game a lot. I just I'm not really interested in modding it with experimental tools, which is kind of what people are doing now. Like the ESP mods that are out right now, super sketch. Oh, there it goes. That was like a weird delay on it. Dog meat, where were you on that one? You could have snagged him.
Damn it. Oh my god, are you alright?
No, something just attacked me. I think it came from above, but it was hard to tell. Too dark.
If only you had your flashlight on, Gath. Feels like I'm supposed to have a dialogue option here. There's nothing.
Bastard tore open my leg.
Oh, there it goes.
It darted off down that vent. Whatever it was, it's fast. I don't think I can walk. You should go on ahead. I'll patch myself up and follow as soon as I can. Go find the others.
Yeah, you just want me to get murdered. Let's see, some ammo. Oh, yep, there's another guy over here. All these combat rifles, very nice. Poor Neil.
Who's there? Wait, I see you. What are you doing here?
Actually, I was looking for you.
Keep your voice down. It'll hear you. Noise and sudden movement seem to attract it. That is.
Let's see if I can remember how to complete this puzzle. I think I can do it.
You've got to get me
I spent a lot of time testing it, tinkering with it.
I'll open the door for you.
Will you keep your voice down? Even if you could open the door from your side, I'd still be stuck in here. The creature. I think it's afraid of light. As long as I stay in the light, I'm safe. But there's nothing but darkness between me and that door. The place you're in. I think it's the control room. There might be controls for lighting in there. If you light my way to the door, I can escape. But don't activate more than 2 lights at once. Too much light, and the creature goes berserk. We learned that the hard way.
Pay me.
Why? What happened?
When the security team came in here, they had their flashlights on. They pointed them right at the creature and it just went crazy. You must have noticed all the smashed light bulbs and chewed up power cables down here. I think the creature did it.
That's a bit of an environmental storytelling we should make sure to go back and put in. I don't know that we have any options for chewed up wires,
too much light and it
broken light
goes
bulbs
nuts.
I think we could do.
So don't activate any more than 2 lights at a time, or I'm toast.
Don't worry. I'll get you out of here.
Thank you. Activate another light close to me, but be careful. It looks like some of the lights in here are broken. Think I saw a diagram in the control room. Might help you figure things out. If I had to guess, right now I'm under one of the main lights. Please, hurry!
Alright, so I'm going to try and show you guys how to read the diagram too, so you guys can tell us if we did a decent job of making this. I know a lot of people find this puzzle impossible, but I'll show you what we're thinking. So first of all, there's a copy of the diagram in front of you right here, so you can kind of get your bearings. And the key point is the H is to show you the, so you can kind of see where it maps to. So the H is the helipad marker there. And then if we go over here, we can see a bigger version of it with the flashlight on it. And we've got the main. There's 2 of them, and you can see that Neil is standing under main. So Neil is under main immediately. And then we've got A1, A2, A3 in a little sequence there. And we've got the 1, 2, 3 to show you that the buttons go from left to right. So A is this block right here, and it goes 1, 2, 3 in order. And then the block below it is B, so B is there, C here, D here, and they're always 1, 2, 3 in order. So the one next to main is A1, so we need to turn on A1.
There, that's close enough. I'm moving. One step closer to freedom. Turn off the light behind me, then find the next closest. Remember, too many lights at once, I'll be attacked. So, don't do that.
Alright, then turning off main is this middle light. And now we need to go to, we want the next closest, so A2. And that one's broken.
Rush you, but I don't think we've seen
so then we try the
that
next
thing.
one over, so we'll go A3.
You got it. Moving now. Oh, wait. I see something. There's a egg to my left, and a rusty-looking machine gun to my right. They're between me and the next spotlight. If I'm fast, I could check.
So I think there's a couple ways through this with these with these checks and stuff. I don't remember. I just remember one of them I know works, so I'm gonna do that one.
What should I do?
You're gonna go to the guns no good. I don't know if that makes me go to the bag. Let's see what happens. I want to do the perk check.
Busted. What? Oh, you mean the gun? Yeah.
Okay, good. It just tells you not to do that one.
So, what should I do?
Grab anything useful.
Right. Okay.
Alright, he grabs that. I'll grab the hot plate, sure. Alright, so then theoretically he's on A3, so the next closest should be B1. But we gotta remember to turn off A1, or he's toast. So first let's let him make it there.
Okay. I made it. There wasn't much in that bag, but I did find some bobby pins. Might be useful. When you're ready, light up the next spot.
And this is the first test if you were listening, because he doesn't tell you, he doesn't remind you to turn off the first one, so you gotta just remember to do it. So A1 off, and then what did we say we want?
Don't mean to
B1.
rush you, but I don't think we've seen the last of that thing.
There we go.
Okay, moving to the next light. Wait, I thought I heard something. Oh God, what if it's... Do you hear that?
Oh, I got a couple options here.
Heads up.
Right.
The security head's always saying.
The security head is
I love
always
that.
saying, eyes open and all that. Wait. I think I see the creature. In the shadows. Shit. It really is still here. Wait. don't think my heart can take this. I'm moving up before that thing decides to come back.
Mad shout out to the testers who helped us through with this quest. We had a couple people like Sasori and XV and Too Large Prep who spent hours and hours playing through this quest over and over again. And when they were doing it, we didn't have this mostly transparent glass. So that all they could see was like kind of the fog of light through it because the texture we were using was so dirty. And then I discovered that like, oh, the Automatron DLC has a pretty clean one and added that in, but that didn't go in until way past when we were like pretty much locked with this quest. So they weren't working on it. They couldn't see where Neil was ever. They just had to hope. I think open the gate is the correct one here.
Think you can unlock that?
I think it's always okay to do the perk checks. I don't think you ever get punished for those, but I think this is actually useful because I think he gets the flare gun when you do this.
There. Yes. Got it.
In the early designs, it might have even been in the release, but that box he's digging into was like all the way over here at the back of this cage, so he was like running super far from the light. And it was kind of like, that feels a little awkward.
A flare gun. I'm taking that.
We did all. This was like one of the hardest quests we had to get working because it was all theoretical on paper for the longest time, like the whole puzzle and everything, and then the place got designed, but only had a rough idea how the quest was going to play out, and then SAG thankfully figured out a way to get all this idea working in here.
Hold position.
Oh, of course. Movement attracts it. Almost forgot. Okay. I'll just stay here until the next light is ready.
Yeah, it's not on me. It's Sarik and Sagittarius who are the Ace Quest designers. I'm the systems guy. I just offer. Well, I'm kind of like the polished cleanup guy. Like I usually come in on the quest at the very end and like use my ability to script to make things slightly more fancy or cleaned up. But otherwise, the initial designs always come from those guys. Let's see here. Talk.
Excuse me.
Did this break? Oh, he's waiting for me to do the light. Duh. Okay. A3 we need to turn off. I was too busy talking and not enough listening. Alright, so then we'll try B2. I think B2 may be burned out as well. Let's see. Nope, B2 works. Okay.
Way looks clear. For now. God. I hope that thing really is afraid of light.
But yeah, this is this part right here. So when we determine without the interior nav cut fix, like I'm betting most people on Xbox, this puzzle is super hard to do because Neil will probably get stuck all the time. Because the nav mesh seems to get really decimated without that fix in here, and we know why. It has to do with the position of things when they overlap.
Oh, shit. I can hear it again. Please. Hurry!
Alright, so now we want... I think we go to D2 to run straight across, so that would be... Wait, let me double check one more time.
Start hitting buttons!
Alright.
Anything!
I got it.
Hurry!
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Going there now. Oh, shit. It's right for me. I don't think it sees me yet. What do I do?
Tough love. No, we're gonna shoot the flare.
Attack!
It's running away! The flare scared it off! I've never been so scared in my life. I'm heading to the light now.
Alright.
Okay. I'm really close.
Another part of this that was really hard to get working was to actually get it dark enough in here in the vanilla game to make these lights work as a story element. It took a lot of iterations because the base game has like a natural brightness applied to everything.
The main should light up the staircase. Try that.
We had to dig in and dissect the Darker Nights mod. Alright, so now I need to remember to turn off, what was it, B2. Turn off B2. And then I think, do we turn on main next? Let's try D1. No, it's main. Okay, then we turn on main.
Hey,
There we go.
a bridge. That's perfect.
But yeah, getting it so that like the bridge was shadowed so he couldn't see it, and it was a lot of tinkering to get this to work the way it was written.
Oh, finally. I'm at the door. Almost safe.
And here's the last check if you're paying attention, and that is the
There's three
buttons here that say
middle
lock
one
down,
looks
open
broken,
doors, and
but
unlock.
one of the other two might open this door. Or maybe turn on all the lights. I don't know which button does what, though. There's no sign or labels. Which button should I push? The left one? Or the right? I think I'm gonna push the left.
So the left would be lockdown, which sets off the alarm. So we want to do no, not left.
Nuh-uh.
No?
Because we want number 3, unlock.
The right one. Here goes. Yes!
Ta-da! We got Neil. Now, I don't think you need to do the flare gun. I think you can do the tough love as well. There's a couple different ways to make it through here. Get in here, you dummy.
Oh. What was
Dog
that
meat, you're
thing
blocking the
anyway?
pathing.
A mutant? Some kind of messed up ghoul?
So I actually have his AI package, have him to set to run here and then close the door, but he just never wants to do it.
You're safe now. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you're right. Here, I want you to have these caps. Just wish I had more to give. I think it's safe in here, so I'm gonna stay put until someone comes to get me. Thanks again. You saved my life.
Okay. Come on in, hang out here. Dog meat, come on. Let's go check on Aiden. Yes. Oh, wow. I forgot how bright the flashlight is if you don't have a... Or the Pip-Boy is if you don't have a flashlight mod. Alright, we're gonna quick save. I hopefully should be fine in this fight. I think it's a leveled list. Even though it is just a ghoul, I think it is still leveled listed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope, that's me. Whoa, whoa. And Aiden's supposed to come in during the fight. Oh, he doesn't always.
I've got your back.
There he is. Come on in.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. Where are you, Aiden? Oh, there he is. Get him. Nice. Tank him, Aiden. So everyone's always disappointed that this is just a ghoul and not some other creature, but this was originally going to be a feral alien, and we ended up, what's going on? Oh, there we go. But we realized that introducing chapter 3 with that would have been like, people would have just been like, oh my god, aliens must be important to the story. And given how much mystery we had about, like the Gunners and their employer, we're like, oh, we cannot make the player think that aliens are important to this, because they're not. It was just like it made, in our original design, it was just something interesting. It was just gonna be like, oh, maybe that give you some Roscoe vibes, or Roswell vibes of having this underground secret hangar with an alien in it. And then when we broke it into chapters, it was like, we cannot start chapter 3 with something so crazy. Like, that's too big a reveal to have that not then be part of our story. So it was like, all right, we either have to rewrite our story to incorporate aliens, which we don't want to do, or we need to change this into something simpler. The other thing that was on the table, and we might still do as a polish thing, is go get access to, if we can get another mod to give us permission, at least for extended, we can't do this for Xbox players, but get like a custom ghoul mesh. Like, there's a lot of mods that offer alternate ghouls, so we could add like some different type of ghoul so that it at least feels special. If it was just a one-off that appears in our mod, obviously if you've got one of those mods installed, you'll have those all over the world, but at least for most players who aren't using those special ghoul models, then at least it'll feel unique. So that might be something we do with some post-launch polish.
Thanks for your help.
Just doing my job. So, this is what was causing all the trouble down here. Looks like a feral. But no kind I've ever seen. Wonder how long it was down here.
Damn thing almost killed me.
Huh. Well, glad that it didn't. Come on, let's report back to Jake.
Is a Wendigo a Fallout 76 creature? I'm not. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, now we're actually gonna go back, because I think I got all the holotape audio in now. I might be wrong. Let's go check. I also don't remember where all the holotapes are, but we're gonna try and find them. I don't know. Maybe we don't have this audio in. Let's check. Let's check if they are. This might be one of those things where we have it scheduled for recording that's going to get added in later. Let's see. Where is that? Hangar briefing. Might be just a transcript right now. Yeah, it's just a transcript. It isn't. We do have it intended to be audio, and I think Sherlock has them recorded now with some voice actors, and we just have to get them processed. So those will get patched in. They were always intended to be audio, and they slipped through the cracks when we were getting all the final voices all rigged up. But we'll go ahead and collect the holotapes if I can remember where they're all hiding. Creepy. Another one. Oh, why can't I take the telephone? Yeah. Nope, nope. I did not want that. I just wanted the fusion core. There we go. There we go. Nope. We want this. Here we go. Yeah. And we'll take those for scrap. Oh my god, with the just constantly over encumbered. Really got spoiled with Starfield on that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this place that is static, and that was the one of our designers who was doing some of the initial passes on this stuff was following old rules we had about making things static. And it was basically like in HQ we wanted to have a lot of the rooms to have static items so that we just couldn't refresh the room and get infinite items. But for this particular version of the cell, which is like what we call our dungeon version of the hangar, like this should have everything should have been lootable. Maybe again, polished level stuff we might go back and finish up later. So I think that's 3 of the holotapes. Oh my god, I can't handle this. We need to drop some stuff. What do we got that we can drop? Let's sort by weight. And where's the... Let's see, do we have any pipe rifle type things? Those are going to have the worst scrap in them. No, all these have decent stuff. Alright, then we'll just drop one of these. Or 2, I guess. Apparently they're very heavy. Oh, there's 6 of them. I thought there were 5. All right. Yeah, I think as far as the creature goes, I mean, we'll probably end up doing just some variation on Ghoul since we've already kind of, some people have gotten used to. But having it have a unique model or a unique skin would be a nice thing instead of it just being one of the vanilla ones. And what's funny is like it says albino ghoul, and I don't think it even necessarily gets albino. Like it doesn't necessarily get that skin because it's using a leveled list character. Let's see, number 4. How many do we got now? Miscellaneous. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. All right, missing number 3. Would we have put this in a bathroom? I'm guessing no. We did put some drugs in the bathroom, though.
Busted.
Wait, what's busted? What was that? are you hiding? Basically, this is like a one-off chance to get these. If you don't grab them now, then the next time you're down here, the cell gets swapped over to our cleaned up version, and then you can never get them again. So this whole thing was meant to be a reward, like the loot down here and stuff, and like you get the hangar key after you deal with the ghoul, of a reward to explorers who like to go find everything. Oh, was that it? There's the last one. There we go. Got the full set. So now once we patch in that audio, hopefully I will remember, and I can play it for you guys in a future session. But we're gonna just complete this quest, and then I'm gonna switch over to talk mode. So if you guys have any questions for me or anything, queue them up. Just put it at King Gath. I'll talk about whatever. If you guys want to talk about future plans for SS2, if you want to tell me about some bugs you're running into, we can talk about Starfield, whatever. I'm just going to hang out for an hour or so. We'll just chat. It's like the good old days. Haven't done it in a while. I've been doing the Xbox playthrough, which we are going to alternate with. I'm going to do one week this, then Xbox, back and forth. My hope is that by doing that, I'll be able to keep in front of the bugs, so that will more likely align with patch days, so that way if I find a bug in my playthrough, then I can get it patched before the next time I play.
Yeah?
For both systems, honestly, for both playthroughs.
The Civil Defense Network must be kept free for emergency signal.
Let's save here.
Under no circumstances should it be used for social calls.
Hey there.
You're back. I've heard from one of the engineers. Contacted me on the intercom. Had quite the tale to tell. Had a monster in it and everything. But
Mala just always hanging out in here, shoving people around.
He needs medical attention.
No problem. I'm sure Cassandra could take care of it. Good job. But what about your people? Did you find any of the security team?
Yeah. Dead. All of them. And it's my fault.
Come on.
Yeah,
now,
I think I'm going to remove that like little subtle sound from that commentary part,
first.
because it just sounds like audio is broken all the time.
You sent engineers because you thought there were maintenance issues. I sent security because I thought there was a threat.
Well, yeah. But what's that got to do with...
Security isn't trained to deal with unknown threats. They're guards and watchmen. Not a military task force.
Look, sometimes things don't go the way you planned.
Then I should have planned better.
Am I interrupting?
Not at all.
Oh, it's just that Teresa's back. She requested a meeting of the department heads, and the chief as well. You know, if you're available.
All right, I think we're mostly done here. We'll wrap up and meet you upstairs shortly. Well, guess we should go see what Teresa wants. I'll get everyone caught up on what happened, so join us in the meeting room when you're ready. And as always, thanks for your help. Things would have gone a lot worse without your assistance.
Okay, there we go. First quest of Chapter 3 complete. Did a lot more vanilla than I expected it. But yeah, see how I'm standing real next to this thing? And you can hear the sound? I think it's coming from this thing. I don't remember what it is, but something over here has this like constant hissing sound. And so it always, like, if the camera happens to be close enough to it, so we need to just get rid of that. It's too loud, and it's not adding anything. It's just making the mod seem janky. So I will fix that. Speaking of, here I'm going to show you guys a little thing that we found out recently that I need to fix, but I don't have a good solution for yet. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, that the terminal is like floating off of those pipes there. That was we were moving the terminal around to make sure that the NPCs could use it, and didn't realize that the pipes didn't continue all the way, and so it just ended up disconnecting from that. Another one of those little things. Although, for story reasons, for people who haven't finished Chapter 3, you know that ends up being unnecessary because of what happens later. But I think even outside of that moment, I would like that fixed. All right, so let's save here. So we'll do this a save LP day 40. End of session. Okay, So now we'll leave ourselves, I guess we can leave ourselves in HQ, so if anybody needs me to show them how to do anything in here, we can do it. I don't know why, that's logistics, right? Or is that, no, that's admin. Why is admin perpetually, oh, I bet there's a whole bunch of deserters that are pushing us over the edge on admin. And I was like, why has admin been in the red the whole time we've been here? So yeah, just gonna hang out now. I will, if you guys want me to show you anything in the game, happy to do so. But that'll be the end of questing for tonight. However, is everybody else loving Starfield or hating it for that matter? I know not everybody's into it. I know I've heard plenty of people who absolutely love Bethesda games who are just like, nope, that game did not do it for me at all. It took me a while to get into it. I think I had about, I don't know, 15 hours or so before I went from this game is just okay to be like, okay, I love this game. Because it's kind of a slow burn. Kazay, can you upload the full Robco jingle to the YouTube channel so I can groove out? We actually, are you talking about the one that happens inside of Robco HQ in Chapter 3? Because the intention, one of the polished things we're gonna do is actually get music for that. That was always, the intention was always to find a musician to make a little actual jingle for it, but we couldn't find one in time, so Rick just did it a cappella, which was very, very kind of him. But yeah, we do want to do, we want to get that, we're going to get that song finished up. I'm also told, Sir Rick mentioned to me that the intention wasn't for him to just sing the whole song right away. It was supposed to be like, he would do a verse. I'm sorry, I'm saying Sir Rick, but for you guys, it'd be Robco Rob. It's supposed to do a verse, and then if you activate it again, he'll do the next verse. I'm leaving the whole thing how it is. I think it feels great, and like if you walk downstairs, you don't hear it anymore, so it's not like you have to sit there and listen to it. Just a nice little bit of flavor, but we did need to get the little music in there. Choo-choo, you still looking at November for Chapter 3 tutorials for the build kit? Yeah, for some of them. So the intention is I will get tutorials done for the loadouts and the units. So being able to inject custom units and custom loadouts. And then for, I think, hold on, let me see if I can do it without, hold on, I'm going to go to please stand by for a second here. Give me a moment. Uh-oh, it's not working. Where'd my standby thing go? Please stand by. What in the hell? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay. So we've put together like our post-launch roadmap internally. I'm not showing you guys publicly because it is subject to change because everybody's got lives. So, but I have a rough idea of what's going in when. I can tell you what tutorials I have because I actually like laid out my calendar with like days assigned to different things because otherwise it won't happen. So give me just a moment to pull that up. Alright, so let's see. Is it? Nope, that was not the right one. But yeah, I actually have one other thing planned for documentation before the end of the year. And then I decided to wait to go back and do documentation for HQ until after the HQ 3.0 patch, because otherwise I'm going to end up rewriting a lot of that stuff. But a lot of the unit stuff I can do right away. So it's going to be the unit types and loadouts I'm going to do documentation for. And then we have the Battle of Quincy was actually set up so that mods could inject their own factions in it. So I'm going to get that documentation done as well, so that if there's any ambitious mod authors out there who have a faction that would nicely as an ally, that they'll be able to inject that in. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, tutorials happening sometime in November for that is the current plan. But I'm basically gonna, as I get stuff released and polished up. So basically, like the one part of the post-launch plan is to kind of give you know how I did the HQ 2.0 patch? I kind of want to give everything that. So like everything's, and HQ's getting a 3.0, but everything's going to get like a big like overhaul. Not necessarily completely changing the gameplay, but like looking at it holistically, like how could we make this just feel better in general? How can we add little flourishes? How can we balance out things a little better? And so, you know, as I do those things, then I will flesh out make sure I leave time to flesh out documentation too. Computer says, no, I love Starfield already at 200 hours, but there's some shortcomings that annoy me. Yeah, it's definitely getting to the point after, like, right away I found some shortcomings in it, but now that I'm on my second playthrough, there's some things where I'm like, oh man, I would kill for a mod for this right now. So I've actually been paying attention to the Xedit development, because once they release their first version, then we'll start to see ESP mods come out, and that'll be pretty cool. Like right now, the ESP mods that come out are, again, super sketch. They're basically made using the either early alpha builds of Xedit, which is not meant for public release, or they're hacking them together with Fallout 4 tools, and that's not necessarily going to create a stable save. Ageo Comics, I was enjoying it, but I'm currently playing Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty DLC, so that's very exciting. Yeah, that's Phantom Liberty's on the on my back burner right now, because I know I'm going to want to do a new playthrough of Cyberpunk when I do it, and it's just like, oh man, the first playthrough I think took me like 50 hours or something, and it's like, then another, you know, 10 hours or whatever for the DLC, so I don't know when I'm going to have time for that and to be playing Starfield, so it'll be, and anytime I finish a game, I need like a break before I start another one, so I'll probably be another few months before I mess with Phantom Liberty. So it's been hard to avoid spoilers. Even on our own Discord servers, there's people talking about Phantom Liberty story. Nick Carter, can you test capturing Scrap Palace? It will not end for me, but every other area captures fine. Yeah, I can do that. Let me bring up a test save. I'm sure I've got one here somewhere. Let's see. Where's one that I have? SQL3 started. That one might work. Let's see if this one's got some soldiers. I might have to build up some outposts or something. I don't know if I have a save ready to go on that, Nick, but if I do, we can do it. Computer says, no, companions are a real letdown. They are worse than FO4 and nowhere near what I hoped them to be. I liked some of the companions. I have my hot take about Starfield's companions is I hate Sam Coe. I do not like that character at all. I think he's a terrible dad. And he's just like I don't know. He's kind of he's a rich kid who won't grow up. Not a fan of him, which is a bummer because I like the voice actor. I loved me some Deus Ex, but not a fan of that character. I like the other ones though. All right, let's see here. Is this Scrap Palace? Okay, cool. I got Scrap Palace marked. So it looks like I don't have outposts on this save. So this was just one I was testing. Quest SQ03. Let's see. Do I have... I've got to have something set up. I've been testing this stuff so much. Territory package testing, loadout testing. This one might be a good one. Rec Edsley, can you check the lower hallways? I believe somewhere there is missing ceiling texture in the door frames. If you can't find it, I can DM you what I find in my save. Yeah, I can check that in a little bit here. Let me see if I can handle Nick's thing first. Ninja 72, I've restarted 4 times now in Starfield due to lost gear and armory bug. Or another bug like miners that will not leave my ship, so I can't do any transport quests. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I've heard you can't trust your ship is unstable. Like you can't leave anything in there, which is crazy that they would have launched the game with that kind of bug when in their marketing they were advertising it as like a place you could use as kind of your home in the sky. So yeah, really bummed to see that you can't trust putting displays or things like that. Oh, it's right across the way here. Okay, cool. So we can go test it easily here, I hope. Let's see. Do I have... Yep. Oops. Binoculars. Oh, yeah. This is a cheaty save I have set up for testing. Alright, I guess I should put God mode on just so we don't have an incident. Oh yeah, this was Salvador's little thing. Wait, who's telling me to stay gone? Are there raiders that spawned here now? Nope, just Radstag does. And visitors are hanging out over here. That's kind of funny. Alright, we'll let you deal with the Radstag's visitors. Oh, some fighting's going on over here. Alright, so we're skipping ahead to some assault mechanics for the sake of testing. Assuming I don't already have this location in the save, I actually don't know. Oh yeah, this looks like I already have this place, because those are turrets that wouldn't be there otherwise. Oh yeah, we already have this location, because I can see we've got lots of turrets. What are we fighting else with mutants? We've got some robots named Scrap Palace. Okay. So this save's not going to work for testing this. What do we got here? I'll check one more save if I can find one. Let's see. Let's see. Pre-attack Warwick. Maybe this one will work. Sounds like it's got soldiers if it's pre-attack. Yagi, does HQ use a variant of dynamic soundscape or something? If so, it appears to only work on the main floor where your character is standing right now, not the other floors. Yeah, it does use a variant of dynamic soundscape. But as far as I know, it's set up on all the floors except for the hangar. Can't fast travel when there's enemies nearby. Well, I can run away from the enemies. But I think this dynamic soundscape is heavily tied to specific room types. Like it's like looking for things like bathrooms and such. So it won't necessarily work everywhere. I guess Somerville Place. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't I don't know if we're gonna end up setting it up in the hangar or not. I mean, possibly. I mean, the dynamic soundscape I would like to work for sure. I don't know if we're going to put the PA or not in there, because one of the problems with the PA, and we have a lot of new PA lines written, we just haven't recorded or implemented them because we realize that some of the PA stuff is very like lighthearted and jokey and won't feel good in the background during the middle of some of the war quests and some of the stuff that's a little like high intensity.
To fight at your side.
So the PA system, since most of the, well, not most of, but a lot of the Chapter 3 quests at HQ happen in the hangar. It's kind of nice that there's no PA there, so you don't get interrupted by any of the silliness that sometimes goes on over the PA. But our intention was long-term to record additional PA lines that are more war-themed and kind of help sell some of that ever-present threat of the gunners during Chapter 3, and have things going on about like attacks and more like and the miscellaneous ones. Instead of doing things about like facts about the vault, it would just be, you know, we've got more injuries in the infirmary and things like that. Things that are tied to feeling a little, things being a little more dark and grim. What is going on over here? All right, let me guess. Do we have another? Oh yeah, this is still same thing. We've already captured it. Okay, unfortunately I don't have a save that I could quickly get to try and capture Scrap Palace, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. But I can go back to HQ and we can try and find this ceiling problem in the lower hallways. Now, my guess is we're not going to have that issue because ceiling textures, I don't think we're using any custom textures in HQ. So if you're missing any textures there, I would imagine that that might be an Xbox problem. So we know we have plenty of texture issues with there still, like the chrome nightingales.
Successful mission on all counts, ma'am.
Aye.
Okay. Alright, now this is... I don't know what save this is, but I'm thinking, yeah, it's got HQ all built up, so... Let's see, lower hallways, which should be down around here. Looking for a ceiling texture that's missing.
Regarding recent complaints about uncomfortably low temperatures in parts of the building.
Oh, hello.
The engineers are aware of the problem, but are still waiting for the parts.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any ceiling textures missing, so... Might be an Xbox issue. It's interesting that it'd be ceiling, because I can't imagine we would have done any custom ceiling pieces in here. We would have just used the vanilla ceiling stuff for this. So yeah, you'll have to send me, you'll have to DM me that, Rack, about where it is that the problem is. Choo-Choo1 beat Starfield, got to NG+. That was about 3 weeks ago. I have not touched it since. Not really for me. More excited for some of the FO4 stuff that is still to come. Cool. Yeah, I like the concept of the NG+, and I think it's really clever the way they did it, but it definitely, once I got to it and I like tried it, I'm like, oh, I actually feel like that character is just done now. Like, I don't want to NG+ that character. I want to roll a new character. But I like it in theory. I think it needs a little bit more to make it fun. Peter says, no, repeated unique POIs are annoying, and so many quests don't give you enough choices or enough to do. Apart from that, there are many small shortcomings, but still a great game. Oh yeah, back on Starfield stuff. Yeah, you very quickly run into repeated points of interest on there where you see the names and you're like, oh nope, that planet's got all stuff I've already seen before. Skip, and then it's. But yeah, I think for me the click moment for Starfield was that exploration is no longer about picking a direction and wandering in it. It is picking a random system and going to it and seeing if there's anything unique, and also exploring around the cities to find quests. And like, so it's not the same type, it's not as satisfying as the exploration in other Bethesda games, but that's where they put the exploration. But the typical like wandering in a random direction is super unsatisfying in Starfield. So if you go in doing that, you end up having a pretty bad time. Like once I stopped doing that, I started having fun. Commander Wolf, there are parts I love about Starfield and parts I dislike about it. Would be cool to form your own faction or see some humans that became offshoots of humanity like Khajiit or something. Yeah, I'm very curious about what they do with DLC on it. I mean, I'm sure Bethesda is hearing the complaints and stuff. Like, I hope that they... And it would be interesting to hear from their devs how much community feedback drove Fallout 4's DLC. Like, I think it drove it a lot, because you think about the talks they have about how like workshop mode almost got cut, and like it was kind of a, it was not meant to be a huge feature. It was just something like they added in as like an extra way people could build a little base and stuff, and it was not a huge important feature for Fallout 4. And then they saw community loved it, and they ended up releasing multiple DLCs surrounding it. So it'll be interesting to see if they hear the complaints about like exploration's not great, outposts aren't great, and then they tailor some of their DLC toward that. That'd be interesting to see where they go with it in the future. I actually am really hoping that they will do a end of game expansion. Those are my favorite, and it's very rare that we get those, but like the Broken Steel for Fallout 3, where it continues the main quest, like I would love to see them do something where after NG Plus it actually does something, or like gives you an additional option when you get to the end. I think that would be really ballsy of them, because it would require players to actually finish the whole game, which I'm sure only a small percentage of players actually will. But I think there's a lot of room for extending that story, and it's hard to even talk about what I mean without spoiling it, so I'm not going to, because I think the Starfield main story, even though it starts really slow, like once you get once you get into the second and third acts, I think is my favorite Fallout 4 main story. I mean, Bethesda main story. Period. Connected to flickering lights, chewed wires. HQ decoration in hallway is sparking open panel. Could put those around. Yeah, definitely. And I'm pretty sure there's a shattered light bulb mesh in the base game, like shattered fluorescent bulbs. So we could put little piles of those so that it's really obvious, and like put them in the light pools or next to the light pools. We could do something like that to make it more obvious. Menturan, any plan on bringing in the judge to the game besides the CPD quest? No, I don't think we're going to expand any more of the CPD stuff. I think what's in there is it. So no current plans for that. We have some stuff we're expanding. We're expanding the Nightingales a bit. We are going to, as long as we can get the time, line up our schedules well with Algernon's VA. We have always intended on bringing Algernon back. We just couldn't get him lined up for Chapter 3 dev. What's funny, though, is that only was the case based on our original trajectory. So our original trajectory was we were going to have Chapter 3 launched about 1 year after Chapter 2, and then it ended up taking us like 18 months. And so, like, from the beginning, if Algernon's VA knew we weren't that we had 18 months, we probably could have worked him into our schedule. And then, like, he ended up doing some stuff for the charity modathon we did, so oddly enough, we could have ended up getting him into Chapter 3, but ended up not working out, and so hopefully we can get him back in. We have plans on our post-launch schedule to bring back Algernon and get him injected back into a couple of Chapter 3 quests as post-launch, so that there'll be some alternate paths through some things later. Any update on when the Teresa charity stream? Maybe no, not yet. My guess will be it will be sometime either at the end of the month or first week of November, but I have not even started scheduling with her. I just know that she's interested through the grapevine, so I just haven't taken the time to reach out. Yeah. I've been very busy trying to get a realistic post-launch schedule put up. Like, we're trying something, like every new release, whether it be a new chapter or new expansion or whatever we're doing, whatever big project we're doing, I basically look at the things that worked and didn't work in our development process and try and create a new one that fills in those gaps. And so I've been using most of my free time to do three things. One is patch, because I've been getting patches out still. Play Starfield, and then the third thing is getting our new production pipeline and new like methodology set up. And this one, I'm hoping this is the winner, but that's what I hope every time. And so there's always little flaws and things we got to improve. But yeah, we finally have our new workflow implemented as of Sunday, and hopefully it works well, and we get some positive go on it, and we actually hit our deadlines and get all the patches out that I want to in the time frame I'm hoping for. And now that I've got that cleared up, like that's why I was able to do new merch today, as I was like, oh, I've actually got some time free now that I'm not tinkering with our schedules. So yeah, Teresa will be coming up quickly on my calendar to sort out, because I definitely want to have a chat with her. And those are so much fun. Those super chats for charity are a blast. Sounds like a vanilla bug, honestly. I might want to know about that one. Are you talking about the texture, the ceiling texture we're talking about? Or I'm not sure when you said that. It looks like 11:30, so 15 minutes ago. Starhammer, I don't know which we were referring to, but Computer says no, it's not only the companions' characters, but especially how they mechanically work. They feel lifeless shells. Want more animations, conversations, and mechanics around companions. I feel like that's how all of them have felt to me in Bethesda games. They feel awkward. Like even the Fallout 4 ones, which I think were a huge step up over companions in their previous games. I think the Fallout 4 ones, the fact that like just traveling with them and then all of a sudden they're just like, hey, it's been great spending all this time with you, and I feel like we really didn't. They just made some quips in the background occasionally, so it's always felt a little odd. And I think maybe it's just the writing. Like, it could have been just the awkward conversations of them coming up to you and being like, hey, we've been traveling together for so long and we're such good friends now. Like, huh? I don't know. It just feels very unbelievable. But I would levy the same complaint. I don't feel like Starfield's ones are any any more of a step back than Fallout 4's. I think Fallout 4 introductions to most of the companions are way more interesting. Like, you get to see them out in the world doing their thing a little bit longer. Like, I think they did a much better job than that. Whereas, like, with Starfield, they're all just thrust upon you. Like, all of a sudden you have 4 companions, which is, you know, you have to do like a minor quest to do something with a couple of them, but for the most part, they're just there. Whereas I feel like in Fallout 4, there's a little bit more of a build-up before they're your companions, and I think you get to see them in action. I think they should have done that in Starfield. I'd agree with you there. Their intros are pretty bad, but I feel like the actual general companion system feels just as weird and off-putting as Fallout 4's does. And I like Fallout 4's. I think it's a great improvement over previous games, but I still think there's more work to do to make the characters more believable. Glenn Waymeyer, excited to play Fallout London, releasing this year. I hope it releases this year. I am definitely excited to play that. I absolutely will play that. I might play that on stream. Because, yeah, that looks really cool. I think they're going to have settlement support, so it'd be nice to see. It'll be a fun one to, like, all right, let's test this with SS2, right? It'll be fun to see, like, do plots work out of the box and stuff. That might be my excuse to play it. But, yeah, it looks really cool. I'm very excited to play that. And, Nihar, who does a lot of stuff on SS2, is working on doing some stuff for Fallout London. So, but yeah, hopefully it does. They are able to get it out this year. That'd be pretty cool. Because when you fix up the Patreon store, the T-shirt colors are all unavailable too. I think the Threadless changed the names. Weird. That's a bizarre thing. I wonder that. I don't think that company's doing great based on the amount of like spam emails I get from them asking me to like put up new products and stuff. So I think they're just desperate for business. So I might have to find a new supplier soon, but I will check that out. So the whole store is just jacked up. Is the live store T-shirt, like the non-Patreon store, or the T-shirts messed up on that too? Rick Edsley, surprisingly to me, I do not have a picture of this void space I'm talking about from memory. You start in the common room, turn left out of it, and it should be in that square spot. Alright, so so this square spot right here. I wonder if it's a matter of like,
Another day,
yes.
Is this before you build and clean there? Is this only after you clean? So like when I first come out over here, I assume you're talking about, when you're saying square spot, you're talking about this little cubby right here. Does it happen only before you build, or I don't know? Okay, you walked past it. I saw it. You haven't got it. ATM. I'll let you know if I find it. Cool. Yeah, it could be. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's like could be something like it only happens after you clean the room, but before you build it, or maybe before you do either. Alright, I'm going to try and scroll chat down here without losing your guys' messages. Choose one. Are nukes still on the table for future content? They are. Hold on, let me bring... Oh, can I bring this up on the screen? Yeah, it is scheduled for... So right now we have... I have 7 like big patches, like significant patches that will be like adding a bunch of new content to them. That will be released throughout the next 2 years. And let me see which one is. And the nukes, if they're gonna make it, would theoretically be in the 4th one of those. So hopefully they end up making it in. Yeah, like I said, we're not committed to any of this right now because some of it's going to be like, are the people available? Are there technical limitations that prevent us from doing what we want the way we want to do it? Did I put too much on the schedule? That's going to be a very common thing, I think. I am often, I like to bite off more than I can chew, and I assume we can do way more than we can all the time because I tend to judge things based on optimal settings. Like, all right, this is what I know we can accomplish in a week where everyone's super motivated, and like, well, not everybody's super hyped up every week to get stuff done. So theoretically in major patch number 4, so it would be like in 3.4.0 in theory when they're coming. Choo-choo. Hooded Man, thank you for the subscribe. Commander Wolf, Fallout 4 needed more DLC. Only 2 relatively big DLC. Most was Workshop, which is nice, but nothing on par with 3 new Vegas Rosters. So I will say, I think one of the reasons that Fallout 4 didn't get more DLC was because of the what do you call it? The DLC pack thing they did, where it's like you pay one price and get all future DLC. And you notice they didn't do that for Starfield, because that would have meant then they're on the hook, right? They can only do so much because they can't make any more money for it. So I'm glad they didn't do they didn't make that mistake again. So now they can keep releasing Starfield as long as DLC, as long as players are interested in it. Computer says, no, I think it's their best story yet. It only suffers from the same issues as other quests in the game. It should give you more choices. Like in the end, all your companions want you to do a certain thing. You should be able to convince them it's not the way to go. Yeah, that is kind of like the, you're building toward that thing, and then of course everybody wants you to do it. Yeah, it'd been interesting if there was like, I mean, you do have the choice to just not do it, but it does feel like,
please take care following any rain showers.
It feels like choosing a bad ending, right? Even though it's like, it's hard to talk about this without spoiling stuff, but yeah, the choice you have there is to kind of, it's not really a bad ending, it just like, it feels antithetical to everything you've been building up to, right? To choose that option. So you kind of are like, well, if I don't choose this option, I'm a failure of this group. So yeah, I get what you mean, but it was really cool. It was a really clever thing they did. You've had Starhammer, you've had reports where there's holes in the ceiling in the vanilla game. Interesting. Well, apparently this is the spot over here. So, or maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, Rick Edsley will find it again, wherever it was. Peter says, no, you peeps should get a name for your team. Feels like a dev studio at this point. Other studios focus on making DLCs for games like you did with SS2. Would you name your studio? I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. I will have to think on that. I have thought about some sort of team name for the fact that it's kind of I don't like that I get all the credit, but at the same time it's kind of like brand recognition too, right? Like we've got Sims Elements as one brand, and then King Gath kind of becomes another in a way. So you kind of like, I don't know what the best solution is there. Because like one of the problems with using, so almost like King Gath has to be a part of it, because I can't really use, like Settlements is too generic, and Sim, if I use that, I'm going to get sued by EA. Because there would be brand confusion, so they'll sue the hell out of me. So anything with Sim I can't really use as an official, like I can't trademark Sim Settlements, because EA will come after me. I'm actually surprised they haven't already. I'm honestly shocked they have not. Choo-choo, I'm disappointed in the outpost system. Not gonna lie, that drags down Starfield a lot in my book. Yeah, the outpost system doesn't make any sense. Like what makes it make sense to me? I read this big Reddit post, and I'm like, oh yep, that feels dead to right. What happened? There's a theory going around that basically the original design of the game, and you can see there's all sorts of elements to support this idea with Starfield, is the original design of the game was that you would spend fuel to travel, and so they've got all of the major cities. Are all clustered really close together, so you could easily travel between all those to get the quests. And then the late game quests have you go to far off systems.
Glad we joined forces.
Thank you, Self-Work.
We are more capable operating together.
Where is he even standing? He's just like a ghost in the wall. Anyway, so that there's strong evidence that in Starfield you were meant to expend helium when you travel, and so you would only be able to buy it from vendors while you were close to the systems, and then eventually you would have to find your own sources that would come from outposts. And so then the whole gameplay loop of outposts is you would kind of build like a daisy chain of them getting you further and further deeper into space, with the goal of them accumulating enough helium that you can supply your ship on different stops. So you would fly as far as you could, stop at an outpost, refill with helium, go to the next one, and there's tools in the outpost system to back this up as well. You know, like the ship thing has like helium tanks, and the quantity doesn't really matter in the game. And there's an interview with Todd Howard saying that they like had all these plans about the planet effects like radiation and cold and everything, and that you would need special suits, special spacesuits, a lot like Breath of the Wild has, where in Zelda, where you're kind of like locked out of certain areas until you get certain outfits. Which I think is a cool idea, but they said they nerfed the hell out of that. So it would not shock me at all if they decided to nerf the hell out of the space travel thing to just put the focus on the story. Which makes sense because the story is the best part of Starfield, I think. So they were just basically like, let's just let people zip around, fast travel all over, no limitations, no forcing them to engage in any of these systems, to just let them play our strongest part, which is our stories. That's what, to me, feels like it happened. But it also means that there's a good chance we get like a survival mode that restores some of those features once Bethesda has a little more time to cook and like try and polish them up. And if they don't release it, mod authors will. There'll 100% be a mod that makes Outposts, because even if they just had that, if Outposts, their sole purpose was generating fuel, that would still be interesting. It would be way more interesting than right now, where there's no point. You have literal no benefit to building them. Like the benefit for building, there are a couple of benefits to building Outposts. One is to cheese XP. You can do crazy crafting and cheese up your levels. That's one thing people have found for them. And then otherwise, it's like you build outposts and mine resources so that you can build more outposts, right? Because the stuff you build from them, you don't need enough of it to justify having these like non-stop massive production of these items, other than building more outpost items. There's not enough stuff to craft in the game outside of more outpost items. So it's kind of weird that the way the outposts are set up right now. I was excited about them at first, and then now I don't mess with them at all. It's just not worth it. It's too much, and it's not clear. It's not like Fallout 4 where you can just build a few things just for fun. Like you kind of get bricked really quickly on what you can actually build in outposts, because you just run out of supplies, and then it's to get those supplies going is like kind of a lot. It's a lot of work. You got to do all this work, and it's not Factorio level, but it's got that vibe of like you got to set up like chain after chain of thing to get extract any value for them. So you can't even like quickly get much value other than maybe some basic mining of minerals. But if you want some of the more advanced resources, it's quite a to do to get it going. So yeah, I'm with you there on outposts being pretty disappointing.
Another day, another splinter.
Nick Carter, any interest in the new game Elder Scrolls Castles? No, when I saw that game, I thought it was like, I immediately made fun of it on our Discords because it seems so bad. It looks to me, I mean, I'm sure it's a fun game because it's if they just took the formula of what's the Vault one? I've asked you guys this a million times, I always forget, because I liked it when it first came out. I probably still have it installed on my phone, to be honest with you. The one they did when they announced Fallout 4 and then they released it immediately. I always forget the name of it, despite having liked it and put in quite a few hours. Let's see if I still have it.
You hear that?
Was that poor Neil I just heard? Anyway, so they've done like a cool mobile build game. It just the art style of that castles does not look anything like Elder Scrolls. Like at least with the Vault Boy art style they did with the Vault one, it makes sense. It feels on brand. But the Elder Scrolls one just felt really it felt like just some random trash mobile game that they just reskinned as Elder Scrolls as a cash grab. So it just feels dirty to me that they released that. But that's probably why they didn't make a big announcement about it. They must know that that's the case. They didn't want to don't draw attention to that. Keep the attention on Starfield. Commander Wolf, true, it would be nice if some of the 76 stuff got added to 4, since a lot of people still play it. Even if on Creation Club would still be nice. Yeah, there's a lot of cool 76 stuff. I would love to see them poured over to Fallout 4, like especially the build mode. That's the real tragedy about Outposts, is that they've got the really cool build mode of 76 where you can switch between first person and overhead. So overhead for laying out your structures, and then go to first person for a little decorating and stuff. I love to have that in Fallout 4. Kill to have that in Fallout 4. Really want to see aerial view. And you know what I would do with that aerial view too, if we had that in Fallout 4, was I would hijack it for during battles for the war mechanics, so you could just issue squad commands from the sky. I think that would be sick. Do kind of like a little XCOM type of system where you could pause the battle, issue your soldiers commands from that aerial view, and then pop back into your body and resume time. That would be so sweet. That theory is spot on because refilling is still in the game files. Yeah, and there's like, you can find at like most of the space stations, there's a bunch of helium tanks there where you can grab on your way out. There's a lot of evidence in Starfield to show that the original intention was you would spend helium, and I think that would be cool if somebody just restored that. Like, I'd do a playthrough of that, just of where I have no choice but to build outposts and mine helium along the way. Like that would add enough variety to a playthrough. They'd be up to it. King Gath Settlement Systems, KGSS. Curious to know, King Gath Game Studios, KGS is now to BGS as you're modding their games, or at some point in the future started out modding their games. Yeah, I've definitely put in more thought to like the what should I pursue. Well, not Unity now. I'm sure have you guys seen all the nonsense with Unity? Apparently they are owned, or not owned. Their CEO now is like the guy who put EA into all the loot boxes and live service crap, and now he's the CEO of Unity or something like that. He's some big shot at Unity and just keeps making pricing decisions that are making everyone terrified of working with Unity. But yeah, I mean, I've put more thought into like pursuing my own game, and it's just the amount of, like, I would basically, to do that would have to commit to like another, I don't know, 7-8 years of development just to get like a baseline thing, like to get the knowledge and experience to make something reasonable. And then we're still not even going to be even close to the tech level of what I'm used to working with in creation engines. So that's a tough sell. It's still not off the table. It's a tough sell. My plan right now is to continue working on the Sim Settlements 2 stuff, keep an eye out on Starfield and tinker with it, and basically I'm going to be exploring different projects, because even outside of like obviously the game studio, the idea there is you go turn this into a full-time gig, which is appealing because I would love to see what our team could do if we had the financial backing to do things full-time. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be experimenting with game engines just to see how far I can take it, and then like looking at things like some of the new Unreal systems and like all of the stuff you can pull together with I don't want to like asset flip, but like taking a lot of the code libraries and stuff and mashing them together and see what kind of things I can create. So that's going to be like a little secondary hobby, I think, to just see how much easier it is to do now than it might have been if you don't focus on doing everything from scratch. So I think that's one of the things that slows down the indie studios and games, is they get so focused up on like, oh, I'm going to do it better than everybody else, and I'm going to do this thing from scratch. And it's like, just you got to take some shortcuts here. A lot of these problems are solved. It's silly to reinvent the wheel. So yeah, I don't know where we're going with this stuff, but it's definitely on my radar to be thinking that direction, because I would love the opportunity to work at a more professional level with some of the folks on our team and see what we could pull off without so many time constraints, because everybody's got to go do their 9 to 5 to get a paycheck. So if there was a way we could not have they didn't have to worry about that, I can just focus 100% on whatever project we're cooking. We could probably do some pretty crazy stuff, like we're pulling off I think some pretty professional level quests here, just on hobby hours. So it'd be fun to see what we could do with full-time hours. Just like mention a Factorio kind of mod for Starfield. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's what they were going for, right? They were kind of going for like a Factorio or Satisfactory Light type of experience, but I could absolutely see us getting like a full-blown somebody just taking, You know, I mean, I would accept that. Just go rip off Factorio or rip off Satisfactory as a mod, like 1 for 1. Put it in there, and it'd be sweet. It would be fun to be able to tinker with that out in space, in between your sessions of questing and murdering, because that's the primary gameplay loop of Bethesda games, is killing things. Let's see, Kezdaddy, King Gath's The Clappening. Oh God. I don't think that sells a lot of products. Not the kind that I'm making anyway. We'd have to sell something very different. Follow Shelter. Oh yeah, thank you guys. I don't know why I always forget the name of that game. That's why I couldn't find it on my phone. Excuse me. That's probably how I pulled myself out of the addiction. I forgot the name one day. I just couldn't open it again. Teacher one, the other thing is all the outposts look and feel the same, just a bunch of halves slapped together. Yeah, I think we'll see. I mean, that'll be some of the first mods that come out, are art variety for it. And theoretically, we'll see that for from Bethesda as well. I really just want to see them reverse it. Like, give me ship habs that are empty and let me decorate them, and give me fully pre-decorated outpost ones. Why didn't we get that? It feels like there was a disconnect there between the teams. Yes, Daddy, thank you for the donation. The teams work time and time again to surpass AAA quality. If you decide to do it and start a Kickstarter, know that me and many others will be there with our wallets. Well, and that's kind of the route, right? Like if we wanted to do it, because you got to have upfront seed money so that people can take time off of work, like quit their jobs for a while and give it a go. If you don't, you either have to have the game up front, which requires, putting in crazy hours and doing the work, or you get funded up front so you have to get paid for your development time. I'm not a huge fan of that route, because I think that's putting the carriage before the horse, because then you've raised all your capital, burned through it, then you hope game sales are enough to get you through your next one, and that just feels like but because generally with like something like a Kickstarter, you're promising all your backers a copy of the product, you end up in a state where like you're basically always borrowing in order to survive, and that's just bad planning.
Oh yeah!
Not how I roll. So then the other risk of that is, especially with a group like ours where we don't have experienced game devs in the sense of if we don't work with an engine or anything, we have to learn all that. So God knows how many years it could take to get to making something that was marketable. So I'm a fan of first getting all the learning process out of the way before, and making sure that like we have, okay, we know now how long it would take us to build the actual final product that people would want. Then going to Kickstarter would be worthwhile, because then it's like, all right, we have a budget, we have a timeline, we need to raise this much to support everybody this long, and we know that we can do that on a regular basis. Like that's kind of the business model that Double Fine has now, where they're kickstarting big projects, and they know they've got like they know their tools, they got a timeline built out, and so they know how to make it profitable and make sure that it pays the bills for everybody. Nobody's getting rich making games anymore, other than the big AAA studios. So now it's more about sustainability. It's just like, can you make enough money on your product to pay for the launch of the next one? So it doesn't have to be huge amounts, but it's not nothing. And I wouldn't want to like, seeing all those like Kickstarter failures is a big like, you see the totally experienced teams getting to failing at it, and it's like, I'm not going to be one of those. It's irresponsible with fans' money and the time of the team. So nothing I'm rushing into right now, but it's something on my radar. Justin Wagner, he's the guy who mentioned players should have to pay for reloads in a shooter. Oh yeah, the EA guy. Yeah, that guy's gross. He should not be in the games industry. Get him out of here. Computer says no. Bethesda counts on you though. Starfield is a playground that just waits for King Gath's blessing. I did have somebody I know work there ask me, Sim Settlement Starfield when? So. I'm not. I mean, I do think that like our gameplay loop could be lifted almost verbatim out of Sim Settlements, or out of Fallout, and fit in Starfield. The whole the idea of a plot type system of the people living at your outposts having needs that enhance over time, upgrades, eventually drawing people in that bring you quests, and you could even do all the way to the war mechanics in the Empire. I think all of their mechanics and loops that we've set up, I think could fit. I think even the research system they have in Starfield, I feel like that's kind of it's like a light version of what we were trying to do with HQ, and HQ just still doesn't deliver on it. We still have a long way to go. The research in particular we didn't deliver on. Like, basically we gave you a system to like build up rooms and to do a little bit of things with your departments, but this is why HQ 3.0 is in the pipes, is because like we didn't hit that final phase. Like, we've laid the foundation for an HQ gameplay loop, but we didn't give the payoff. And I feel like they did the same thing with the research system in Starfield. Is it feels like a good foundation. Like, okay, cool, you got the interface for it. And I kind of dig I could deposit resources into it and slowly build up towards some sort of new research project, but there's not enough there. It's not deep enough. And so yeah, so they even have like a nice interface. I would love to have an interface like that over what we have here. Like, this interface is fine, what we did for HQ, but I wish we'd had a better one. So it seems like the tools are there in Starfield to let us kind of do the same sorts of things. But I will say, as far as Starfield modding goes, in my future with it is I'm pretty hesitant to go in and make systems mods before we've seen Bethesda's plans for DLC. Like, it would be nice to see them do some stuff, put out a couple of DLCs, see what the direction they're leaning, and hopefully they'll be candid about it. Who knows? I don't know I don't remember how far in advance of when they released Fallout 4 DLC did they start telling us like what it was going to be. Like, did we get trailers, or was it just all of a sudden one day it just dropped? I really don't remember. Excuse me. But yeah, I would not jump in and do system stuff until I see what they're going to do, because you get new interface options, you get new assets, and if they do something like if somebody were to release a Starfield mod that added like a survival mode with stuff, and then like the helium thing we're talking about of making ships cost that, and then all of a sudden Bethesda does the same thing but cleaner because they have engine level access, it would be kind of a bummer. You wasted all your time on that, unless it was just a quick and dirty mod. But I think you guys have seen now that I don't do quick and dirty mods for games. I like go all in on them and commit years to get them right. So I'm not anxious to do that on an unfinished game. Like, it's been very easy to commit these ungodly hours and like, all right, we'll keep polishing and keep reiterating on Sim Settlements 2 for years, knowing that Bethesda's not going to change the product under the hood. Like, it's, it is what it is. Like, now we're going to get, hopefully we're still going to get the next gen version, and hopefully that's just going to be bug fixes and some maybe some better textures, and that's it. But I don't anticipate, we're not getting any more DLC out of them. We're not getting any interface changes or significant gameplay changes. Whereas a fresh IP like Starfield, that's still on the table. What does a King Gath produced full game look like? Yeah, that's the question. We've had that discussion on here a couple of times, and I don't actually know what it looks like, and like how much of it is it. Is it just like I think it would definitely be some sort of systems-driven game with story. It's like those are the things I love to create. But can you have all that stuff without, a giant? Does that stuff get lifted out of Fallout without the Fallout? Like, without, not necessarily the Fallout in the sense of like the bottle caps post-apocalypse, but of the huge explorable world, great gunplay, tons of monster variety. Like, can we still have a good systems and story game without that stuff that appeals? Because really, like, it would have to appeal to you guys, right? Like, if we're gonna try, like, if we can't, you guys are our core audience. If we can't make something that appeals to you guys, then what are we even doing? Because there's plenty of game studios out there making other kinds of stuff. Granny Vats. I started another playthrough yesterday The scene after you get the conquered power back on is still not functioning. No! Nihur, if you're watching, it's still not working. Still not working. We have no idea what broke it. I think it's, well, we know, I mean, I know, like, where the problem is. I don't know why it's broken. But there's this thing we have to do for animations. They all have to have these, this stuff called anim text data generated, and it's just these big massive text files that the creation kit generates. So something with them, something wrong with them. I'll have to put that on my list. Let's see, camera in well, still broken. Bummer. Bad, no good hearing that, but better to know it than to not know it. Peter says, no, I guess King Gath would do a sports game. Bring back Mutant League football. I actually think I did. They are bringing back the Mutant League games. King Gath 4X dating sim and war crime simulator. Whew, what a combo. Yeah, I like the 4X gameplay loops a lot, but I think the thing that pulls me into Bethesda games and why I love them is because it gives you characters that care and that you believe they care, right, about stuff you're doing. Because when you're playing, the problem with like a lot of those strategy games and building games is there's no characters that give a damn you're actually doing it generally in most of them. You know, it's very, like, if you know, use something like Civ or Solaris, it's very procedural, and you can feel that right away. Whereas in a game like, in a Bethesda game, or like in someone's 2-story, you know, you have characters who like very much care about what you're doing. I actually think that's something that I would like to do more of if we did Sim Settlements 3, or like a Sim Starfield, or you know, some new game. I think I would focus a lot more, have a lot more content that reacted to specifically what you did. Like, so say for example, like, let's talk SS2 stuff. We've got our 7 plot types, right? Like, if you went deep on industrial and you started building out a bunch of production buildings and stuff, then you would have characters that would show up and like specifically reference stuff you did. Like, oh, I see you're building a massive production facility here, or things like that. Like, we have a little bit of it. And like, characters will, some of them will mention that, oh, I noticed you're building up quite the infrastructure around here, but it's very light. And part of that was because of the sequencing things were developed. So it was like when people were writing the characters, I only had a rough idea of where we were going with mechanics and stuff. Whereas like, now that's one of the fun things about starting over, like going SS1 to SS2, is like, you know, your target on a lot of things, so then you can better fold those into other stuff. So it would be really fun to you know, like, okay, knowing we have like a rock solid gameplay loop with plots, right? Like, that part of SS2 I'm very satisfied with. I don't think there's many changes I would make to the plots and the upgrades and the classes. I love it. I think that's a very well designed system. Patting myself on the back here. I think there are plenty of other systems need work. HQ obviously needs a lot of work. I think the war mechanics can use a lot of work still. But I think the plot gameplay loop is very tight. So being able to write all of our characters and build our story knowing that those mechanics are finalized, I think we could do a lot better job there of like making characters who feel like they care about what you're building and react specifically to the settlements. You know, we went with our main story as kind of on a high level, talk about like that you're helping people get their lives together and building up infrastructure. Like, we talk about those things on a high level, but the characters aren't necessarily reacting specifically to what you did. They just kind of will always say that, right? It's like Jake and Lupe are always gonna say that you're doing a great job bringing settlements together. Even if you just built like one janky settlement and kept its happiness low, they would still say the same thing, so they don't really care about it, but they're giving you that illusion. But I think it would be fun to have some side quests at least that were like acknowledging specifically what you were doing, that didn't feel procedural, that it wasn't procedural, or it was actually just like a branching storyline that reacted to that, or characters that would only become available because you were going a certain direction. I think would be somewhere we could improve upon. Post-apocalyptic factory game. Yeah, that's, I mean, is there such a thing? Like, I know I saw there's a I think is it Paradox Studios, I think, released one. There's a post-apocalyptic city builder out there. I don't know if they have a bunch of manufacturing type stuff going on with it. I will say that, like, despite having all these, you know, like industrial and stuff like that, I'm actually not the right person to build like a logistics game like that, like a Factorio type of game. Like, I am not nitty gritty in the numbers as much as those folks. Like, I spent a lot of time balancing out plots and production and stuff. And there were moments where it was enjoyable for me, but it was definitely not something I was like obsessive over that. And I think that's what you need. You need one of those guys who really loves crunching those numbers and figuring that stuff out. Like the guys who make those types of games, Satisfactory and Factorio and stuff, like those are like hardcore engineers who really enjoyed crunching the numbers to make it balance out, and that is not me. Like, I am definitely I'm more on the story side of things. I have more affinity toward the story side. Like, I think Bethesda, their games in general, kind of cater to that of like, you have systems, but they're not necessarily like they're not balanced down to like a tight gameplay loop. They're just meant to be like they're all really surface level and more focused on just giving you the illusion of that experience to go as a background with all of your character stories. And I'm kind of more aligned with that. I want it to be slightly more, like, I think like that's why I put in all the effort on the plots. I want it to be, you know, more than an inch deep, but definitely you can feel it. Like, look at the numbers on my screen right now. You can see that we didn't take it all the way. Had we balanced out further, like if I was more committed to the balance stuff, we would have made it so that the gameplay depth and like the amount of the difficulty curve would have kind of proceeded up, and you wouldn't get to the point in the game where you're just like stupid rich, where you're uncontrollably rich like this.
The lights are all back on.
So I know there's more depth we could add, but I'm not that guy. I don't enjoy going that deep with it. I want like the early and mid game experience to be interesting, and I like getting overpowered. I like getting stupid rich, and I think that's one of the Bethesda game strengths, is they just let you do that. They don't try and keep balancing you and controlling you in the late game. It's like let you do stupid broken things. I kind of like that. But maybe I'm, you know, maybe that is what you can do in all those games too, and it always just takes longer. Like, you know, watching people play Factorio and Satisfactory, I like almost never see anybody make, like, without a massive playthrough, I don't see them getting to that unbelievably rich state. It tends to be like they're struggling for quite a long time. Anyway, Nick, are there any log files I can look at that explain why capturing Scrap Palace does not end? I mean, does it, what part of it doesn't end? Do you get to a point where it's saying there are reinforcements and you're just not finding them? Is it something like that? Like you're not sure if you're finding the last guy? Like, are you ever getting the, like, what are your objectives stay when you're saying it doesn't end? Grand Vets, they made a patch for the ending in Project Valkyrie. I'm really excited to have a faction at the end this time. Who made a patch for Project Valkyrie? I'm not sure I'm following what you're talking about. I assume you're talking about Project Valkyrie causing, because it changed enough that it makes it so maybe you can't get all the allies in our quest. Is that what you're talking about? They made a patch for SS2? Choo-choo, is Euclid C-Finder on the plan as well? Yeah, that would be part of that same 3.40 update. It's on the schedule. Like I said, I don't know, because one of the things with like Euclid C-Finder, the model we have is beautiful. It's really well done. It was done by Schubergler. He did a great job with it. The tower, on the other hand, the solar tower, I've never been super happy with. It's super low res. I would love to see it brought more. I would love to see a better take on that, like a cool modernized version of it. So I would kind of want to see a redo of that model of like let's look at the and go bigger with it. So like let's look at the tower they had in New Vegas and like let's do our take on it, but more modern. Whereas the model we did for the solar tower that was in Industrial Revolution, I think it was just meh. It was just okay. I think we could do a lot better job. But we don't have a 3D art team really. Like we have, like, Nihir can do it. Cynical's learning some of it. But Nihir generally focuses on animation more than modeling, and he's got other projects he's working on. I could ask him if he'd be up for it. But like we don't have a dedicated 3D modeling artist currently. We haven't had one for quite some time. The last time we had was like early in Chapter 2 dev, but we haven't had anybody focused on that for quite some time, which is it's very hard. It's gotten very hard to recruit. So there's not nearly, we don't have nearly as many people hanging around the Fallout 4 community anymore, and I think it's only going to get worse with Starfield. I think a lot of creators are going to be moving into that once those tools come out. But that would be very helpful if we had a really good 3D modeler on our team who could tackle some of that stuff. We've tried working with outside teams, like we worked with some of the guys on Capital Wasteland right at the tail end of development. They gave us some pretty cool models. Like Callum did a few things for us that are actually were just patched in, like a custom gunner boat, and we had some other stuff in the works, but we haven't had a dedicated 3D artist in a minute. Peter says, no, I wonder if your team members are watching your streams and start sweating when your thoughts about what could be. Oh, I'm sure. I get, sometimes they'll pop up in chat and you can see them being like, Yes, that definitely does happen sometimes. Oh, Thuggy Smurf made a patch for us, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome.
That you please limit suggestions to once per month.
Yagi, we need a resource sink. Yeah, I mean, that was originally, the resource sink was HQ, but you've exhausted that already. So I don't know how much more a resource sink we can make. The stuff is so expensive in HQ. But I mean, we have we have one more resource sink coming down the pipes. That's the thing that Choo-Choo is talking about with like these weapons of mass destruction. That'll be like the ultimate resource sink, but I have no idea even where to price it, because one of the problems is, like, if you make things too expensive, you basically block out people who are just a little bit playing the mod, right? Like, if you go all in and build, you know, 8-10 settlements using SS2 stuff, you get so stinking rich. But if you just play it lightly and you're just like, I'm gonna do 3 or 4 settlements, then you don't get quite that way. And then so, like, how, you know, where do we price it at? I gotta figure out what the happy median is. Like, where is it? What are the, you know, should we price things out? Like, if our ultimate resource sink, should it be 250,000 scrap? Should it be 1 million? Should it be 20 million? You know what I mean? Like, where's the number? Because depending on who I ask, they'll give me a different number of like what feels like crazy rich. I don't know where we're gonna land on that. But maybe that'll be a multiplier thing we put in. Like, maybe that can be a setting of being like, multiply all HQ costs by X as like a difficulty thing. I mean, but that's ultimately where like mods for mods should come into play, right? But I know some things people are probably nervous about modding with SS2 because we patch so often that it gets hard to. So things that we don't have direct support for via the add-on system, and modifying things like our costs and stuff definitely puts you into that sketchy territory of your work might get invalidated by a future patch. Nick Carter, I kill everything, including reinforcements, and the objective stays on Wipeout Scrap Palace. It's only having Scrap Palace, and only started this when the flag marker was added to it. Do you have a Scrap Palace converted to a settlement by any chance? Like, do you have a mod that makes it a settlement? Is it bad that 1 million feels too poor for me? Well, yeah, that's my point. Like, if you go all in, like 1 million, that can be not that much, or it can be insane if you're not playing a ton. Like, I don't know. This is not my save. This is one of our testers' saves, and I think it's pretty cheated. Like, I think they do a lot of stuff to cheat it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't cheat it, but I don't think I have nearly this many resources in my main save. So I think again, who I ask, they'll tell me that a resource sink would need to be hundreds of thousands versus millions to be a true resource sink in this mod. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do. I am absolutely putting documentation on my on my calendar, as opposed to between chapters 2 and 3, it just didn't happen. It was just like I tried to get HQ documented in there. I got a few of them up, but it was just like, this it takes too much time, takes too much focus, because I have to like get my head fully in that zone because it's such a complicated system. You know, that's why I like writing out the tutorials though, is because I know it's so complicated that we don't want people to having to try and struggle through it. They need specific steps to walk them through so they can wrap their heads around it too. So I'm making sure to make time now post chapter 3 for tutorials, and HQ is one of those. The other thing that I have on my list, and this is at the tail end, is to finally get in-game plot and HQ stuff done, but that's going to be like one of the last things I do with SS2. While as much as I'd love to do it sooner, I'm ultimately looking at things from the perspective of like we still have story content we want to produce, and that stuff is best done strike while the iron's hot, make sure the voice actors don't leave us. So and you know, takes quite the production schedule, so it's like involves a lot of people on the team, whereas stuff like that, like making in-game plot building or in-game HQ room building, like I could do that. Like that's all me. That's just system level stuff. That's 100% me, so it doesn't require any project management. So it's gonna be one of those, but it's also it's not a quick project. Like to do it right, to do it with proper tools and make it so that it's not janky, is quite the commitment. Now I might change my tune on on those and put those earlier in the schedule if some things go quicker than I anticipate, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think in general for me, my schedules are I always underestimate on time. Actually, and this time when I did about my calendar, I like doubled all the times after I did them, and I'm still like, I bet this is still not enough. It's not converted to a settlement, Nick. Yeah, as far as log files go, the ones to look at would be SS2 conquest.0 would be one of the logs. The other one would be probably WSFW assault or something like that. Something with like assault in the name. I don't remember the exact one. I know SS2 conquest is one of them. Those two logs, or that log would have a lot of information, I think. Oh, there's SS2 War Manager. That log might have some information. You could try sending all those to me. Like after, like when you're deep in the middle of the assault and you think you've killed everybody, you could try sending me all those logs. A resource sync system could dynamically grow depending on how many settlements you have. Yeah, doing dynamic costs is very difficult. It's very difficult. Especially for like when it's all like menu driven, like when we make it up, it's not hard, but for example, doing HQs projects, like to do multiple costs, is really challenging. Like doing these things, having different costs. Like, so in order to support, for example, the different, in this particular game system, like the HQ system, to have the costs show up in the vanilla style under the build with there. I can barely see it because I have the report thing on. Let me see if I can turn that off. Let's see. No, can't turn it off. Oh yeah, there it goes. So like to get this to show up, to like build with administration, organic materials, just like to get this to show up this way for category players, and then a different way for simple complexity players, and component complexity was a giant pain. It requires so many records. Like we couldn't even have done it if it weren't for Pra, who put together this like insanely awesome Xedit script system. It's like, it's really powerful. Like he introduced this like fake copy and paste system for us, and yeah, it was a big hassle. So, but I still don't know exactly how we're gonna do the final system for the resource sync, or for like the WMDs. I don't know exactly how we're gonna do it yet. I haven't solved the technological aspect of it, or the systems aspect. So I don't know if it's gonna be HQ projects or if it's gonna be. I think it's gonna not be HQ projects. I don't actually know though for certain. HQ just happens to be. It's really nice for us to be able to. It's like a great resource expenditure system for us, because it lets you spend more than just component resources that you have in your workbench. Like we can do all sorts of crazy stuff with it. Like we can spend, department energy, so you can kind of focus different efforts on it. So it's a nice system for simulating like the idea that you need way more than just scrap, more than just like broken pieces of metal and plastic. You need a big infrastructure to do these big grand projects. So, all right, so I have this idea floating around in my head. Let me know what you guys think about it. Speaking of resource sinks, one of the thoughts that came to me the other day was, because I'm going to be adding in options, gameplay options, to turn off network requirements. So it'll be like free power transfer will be like a gameplay setting that people can just turn on if they're just tired of dealing with all the nitpicky stuff. So it's going to be like a cheaty option, but you know, there's all sorts of those in the mod already. But I thought that could, a lot of times when I think of these cheaty ideas of like, that could also just be turned into a HQ project that requires massive investment. Of like, imagine if you had like a research project or a HQ project rather, that was in-ground power lines, and the idea was basically you just spend this insane amount of resources and it connects all of your settlements with in-ground power lines, and now all of a sudden every settlement gets free power transfer. And like, that would be a massive project you could invest in. Now all of a sudden you free up all those municipal plots around. It would be a huge investment project. Like, what do you think about that idea as something HQ could do? The idea to just like free up certain people in your settlements through massive investment. Records, have you had the quest to kill the ghouls on the office floor yet? If so, just have a minigun on you and let a few rounds off and let me know if the FPS cripples possibly another Xbox problem. I think that's in chapter 2, right? So yeah, that's definitely done already. SS2 logs all in the same folder. Yeah, they're in I can't remember it. It's it's documents, my games, Fallout 4. I think it's under scripts or logs and then user. And then they should all be under there. But yeah, so projects like that are kind of in my brain for HQ, like final stuff. So like, I want HQ to have a mix of projects that dramatically alter settlement gameplay in some way, or that provide like really unique benefits to you as the player or to your settlement empire. So I think an obvious one you guys know that is coming is your own HQ vertibird. Like, that is definitely coming at some point. Like, we're going to give you guys the ability to fix the hangar and make it an actual hangar instead of just an infirmary. So like, that is the type of thing. So like, where that'll give you a personal advantage. Now the dream for that, like something like the vertibird, is to make it customizable, but we don't know. We don't have the technology for that yet. We don't know how to do that. So, but there are a lot of things like that where it's just like, okay, what are some other things we could do with this facility, or, you know, with all these resources and infrastructure, where it could be like, oh, what are some like massive technological achievements that you should be able to do with this group and all this work you put in. And we want to start dreaming up those things. And that's going to be part of the HQ 3.0 patch, is to fill in some of that. So in addition to smoothing out some of the gameplay and giving some more UI elements, of also paying off that, like I think Jake pitches it to you when you first stop about, like, we could do all sorts of things, and then there's really not much, there's no really cool things you can do with HQ right now. So that's going to be one of the goals of HQ 3.0, is to give you guys those like epic projects. So that'll be one of the resource sinks for sure. I just am not sure where to price them. Yeah, I mean, Connect, that is the problem too, right? When you get to that stage late in the game, we're talking about the problem that you're super rich. It also means you're probably resource rich, and then that doesn't have that high an impact. So it's, you know, how do we actually pay it off? And that's the question that's got to get answered with HQ 3.0, is like, how do we come up with not only like giant resource sink projects, but how do they matter? And maybe it's something like we go cookie clicker with it. Are you guys familiar with cookie clicker? It is a stupid, addictive, fun browser game, and it just keeps going beyond levels you could possibly imagine. So you start off in this game and you just click with your mouse, and each time you click you generate one cookie. Then you can spend those cookies to buy things. So maybe you spend the cookies and buy an AI clicker, just a thing that will click once per second. Then you can maybe spend more of those, and you can buy a grandma, and grandma will bake you cookies every few minutes. and you just start building up this empire. And then it gets into this insane stuff where you're building like 10 quadrillion times infinity cookies per second or whatever, where you get to these ludicrous numbers, and then it gets on all those wacky alien stuff, and it's just gets really stupid, and it's really hilarious and ridiculous. And obviously we wouldn't get into that ridiculous silly stuff, but the idea of like, if we could take you to levels you didn't expect. So then we give you these projects, you unlock this thing of like, okay, now we've got no need for power transfer, but now these new projects opened up that cost 100,000 power, you know, or something like an absurd number you'd never thought about, where then we can like, now there's some new project that opens up. Like that kind of would be a direction to go to, where it would be like, okay, now that stuff does serve a purpose because it got me to a level I never thought possible. And it could be like kind of a deep late game thing where most players aren't going to get to it, but for those of you guys who like go all in on this stuff, it would be something for you to strive for. Oh yeah, the Stingray bombers Chuchu are already in, I think. Well, you can't control the bombers, but the actual like there's an HQ, there's a hangar room you can build where you can put a Stingray in there, and that's kind of foreshadowing that. But yeah, you're definitely gonna get the ability to call in Stingray bombers at some point. I have it all written on paper how to implement it. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Available Science Department personnel. Report to the armory.
Resource English shuts down Fallout 4, opens a video of the Frontier landing at HQ and taking you off to Vectera, and Starfield boots up. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, if we ever did a chapter 4, it would probably be like, let's pursue Project Selene. So those of you guys who finished the main story know what I'm talking about. Or finished chapter 3 rather, know what I'm talking about. But all right, I can tell I'm running out of steam. And yeah, that was a good stream. We made it into the start of chapter 3. Had a good talk with you guys. It was fun. So next week we will be, I think, well, let me check my calendar. I think next week I am in town still. Yeah, next week I am in town. The week after that I'm in town. Actually, no, I'm not missing any Wednesdays. I don't think I miss. I think on November 8th, I think my family and I go on vacation, so I might not be streaming that. But I think all of October I'll be streaming. So next week, Xbox week, and then we're going to alternate Xbox Chapter 3 playthrough, Xbox Chapter 3 playthrough, going back and forth until eventually we get all the way through on both of them. So thank you guys. Thank you. Who just let's see, Witpoint99. Thank you for the subscribe. All right, guys, I'm taking off. Going to bed. Have a good night.